check. 1, 2, check, check, check. Carter, you want to give us a check here?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Check, check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2.
Are you not hearing us? That's not good. Hang on. Yeah, here. Let me FaceTime you really quick. Alright, here's what we got. We got mic 1, mic 2, going 1 into phones, and then 1 into main out. And that is right there. Control room. These are both. There isn't one. You got 1 in phones and 1 in main out. Right. No, it's not. Yeah, it's turned up all the way on here, and Carter, talk.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing.
Okay, let me, should I put both of them into main outs? Okay. Alright, Carter, test it.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing.
Okay. Okay. Okay, go for it, Carter.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing.
These guys. Oh. Okay. Under these guys. Okay. Go for it, Carter.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, I'll call Jill. Okay. Bye bye. Hey, Jimmy.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got it. Alright, two. Okay, so. Okay. Can you hear the background? Okay, perfect. Alright, sounds good. We'll go live. Carter, give a check.
Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Alright, just give a check. Carter, a little louder.
Check, check. 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2.
Okay, he's coming in. Alright, sounds good. Alright, we can go live at 45. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay.
Hello, welcome live from the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. It is Teed Up Southern Oregon. You're listening to the A Sports Radio 107.9 FM, 1300 AM, and online at the asportsradio.com. It is Teed Up Southern Oregon and the A Sports Radio's first ever live remote on location show. And our gracious host here at the Trophy Club Bar and Grill, big thank you to Rich Summers, who is so graciously having us here today. Kyle Clements, and across what is usually the desk, but the bar table, Carter Stedman. How are you, Carter?
I'm good, man. Happy to be here. Super fired up for the draft. And we got a big night ahead of us, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock right now.
Yeah.
They are on the clock. It is expected they will take quarterback Fernando Mendoza. That much we know. Everything kind of beyond that is still up in the air. We still have a lot to talk about. I mean, Mike Vrabel, the situation with Vrabel today. I don't even know where to start. Apparently, he's talking to the press right now.
Yeah.
The Patriots made him available to reporters. That's a bit of a shock as well. I would have thought they would have tried to hide him away. And then you saw the report this morning from Vrabel in the New England Patriots that he's going to step away on day 3 of the draft?
Yeah.
He's going to therapy. So, to backtrack a little bit, more pictures were released this morning of him and reporter Diana Rossini in not as compromising of situations as him hugging her on the balcony right overlooking the beautiful Arizona sunset. But I believe they were at a bar. They were talking. They were very close. He had the wedding ring on.
Yeah.
And then the tweets came out. People went back in time and found Diana Rossini's tweets. She talks about Vrabes. She talks about naming her firstborn, or not her firstborn, one of her sons, Michael.
Yeah.
Carter, this is messy. I mean, now we're getting into territory where I almost wonder if he's going to keep his job.
Yeah.
I expect he will, because she's not an official employee of the NFL, and she's not an official employee of the New England Patriots. But ethically, it's a mess. It is a mess in New England right now.
Yeah, it's not a good look. And listen, I'm a diehard Patriots fan, as are you, Kyle. And sometimes things are bigger than football. And I think this is obviously a situation where you look at it, and obviously, yes, you think about Mike Vrabel and his coaching status, but also there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Vrabel, in his press conference that he just had, talked about his family and how he's going to be stepping away this weekend to spend time with his family. And it is a really bad look for an organization that has been in some bad publicity time and time again. Obviously, you have the Deflategate scandal, the Spygate scandal, Robert Kraft with his off-the-field issues as well the last couple years, and now you have this whole Mike Vrabel situation. So it's just not a great look. And then obviously, considering the timing of it right before the NFL draft, it's not ideal. You don't want to have your head coach in these kind of headlines a day or two before you're trying to make investments
It's a disaster.
for your future.
It's just a disaster.
It's not a good look.
It's a disaster in New England. I don't know. The only thing I see happening with this entire Mike Vrabel situation, Carter, is they just kind of do nothing, and then nothing's going to happen, and then they'll just move on. And throughout the course of the season, I mean, Coach Vrabel, he's going to be asked about this, and he's going to have to say that he's just talking about football. But it's shocking because I didn't really expect it from Vrabes.
No.
Vrabes is a very stand-up guy, Ohio State, linebacker, the Patriot way, and that's all kind of been torn to shreds in front of our eyes as of this morning. It's a disaster. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. For those of you just tuning in, welcome. You're listening to Teed Up Southern Oregon here on the A Sports Radio. We are live on location here at the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. Big thanks to Rich Summers for hosting us this afternoon. 10.5 minutes, Carter, away from the Las Vegas Raiders making pick number 1, followed by the Jets at 2, followed by the Cardinals at 3. You and I mean, we ingest sports media like no other.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of concerning things if I'm a Cardinals fan. Jeremiah Love, don't love that at all.
It's early.
At number 3, it's extremely early. They're not in a position to draft luxury players. Jeremiah Love is a luxury player. You need to go out and get a safety, a linebacker. The defensive line is bad. I mean, there's so many more positions that the Arizona Cardinals. Do they take Ty Simpson at number 3 overall? The organization is in disarray.
Yeah, and not to mention, it'd be one thing if the Cardinals were a team that didn't have a running back, they have James Conner, who is a very productive running back. Last year, he had a solid season. He's not a premier running back in the NFL by any means, but he's certainly a guy that you can rely on, especially for a franchise that's just trying to build from the
He's
ground
not bad
up.
enough to where they need to draft Jeremiah Love at number 3.
And listen, I think Jeremiah Love is super talented, and whoever drafts him tonight is going to get a really good running back that has elite physicality and speed. But the Cardinals have so much more going on, and Jeremiah Love, he's not some generational running back. Like, there's more Jeremiah Loves in the years to come. So if you're the Cardinals, I think you can punt on getting a running back maybe and go invest in your offensive line or your defensive line. Obviously, the quarterback situation's a mess. This draft doesn't really help that because after Mendoza, there's a super steep fall-off in terms of talent. I think you will see Ty Simpson go tonight, late first round. Keep an eye on the Steelers to make a move. They still don't really have a quarterback. So Jeremiah Love going number 3 just doesn't really make much sense.
Every year this happens in the draft. You remember, oh gosh, I'm forgetting his name. The offensive lineman who was caught smoking something he shouldn't.
Laramie Tunsil.
Laramie Tunsil. Mm-hmm. We have another one with Ruben Bain Jr. All of a sudden, this car accident from 2024 is making headlines again. He's falling in the draft. And you know what's funny is, and Adam Schefter has actually given some credence to this theory, that some substance to this theory, that teams that are picking in the 12 to 16 range that want a guy in the top 10 will often try and dig up dirt on these players to get them to fall. It's mind games. It's crazy because you're playing with a young man's livelihood here, but that's what it means to these teams to get their next guy. Right now, I believe Todd McShay, NFL analyst, and he's really big on the draft. He's got Bain going 14. Bain was a top 5 pick 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and listen, this is an edge rusher heavy draft. So if you're a team in the top 10 or the top 15 that is looking for a guy to be a force on the defensive line and you're worried about some character issues or some off-the-field issues, this is the draft for you. David Bailey's going to be a top 5 pick. You look at Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, 2 other guys that are going to go in the top 10 tonight as well. And so if you're somewhere from 10 to 16, you're still going to have a guy if there's Ruben Bain. And obviously, Kyle, you brought up his off-the-field issues. He is a force to be reckoned with on the field. However, there has been a narrative with him having short arms. That's always something that comes up in the combine. Someone's going to have short arms. Someone's not going to test well.
It happened to our guy last year.
Yeah. And so Ruben Bain, he is in that category of having short arms. Now, I'm not really sure why that matters. Taylor Lewan from Bussin' with the Boys, an offensive tackle for the Titans, he spoke about it a few weeks ago on his podcast. He said it was total crap. When a player has short arms, it doesn't really matter that much. And I kind of tend to agree with him there. So obviously some questions off the field with Bain. With that being said, I still think he's going to go in the top 15 tonight. I mean, he's 6'2", 263. So he's not your average defensive end, especially looking at the way that he moves. He can play inside. He can play outside. We saw him in the national championship game get to Fernando Mendoza multiple times and just wreak havoc in the Indiana backfield. And that was an Indiana offensive line, Kyle, that was one of the best in the country. So I think Bain is going to be a really talented player for years to come. Looking at this top 10, I mean, most of these guys I tend to trust. I would even say I still have questions about Fernando Mendoza. I don't think he's a surefire Pro Bowl quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback, whatever you might be. I get he just had an amazing year at Indiana, but I think what helps Mendoza a lot is you consider this draft where you don't have a ton of talent outside of himself, where it's Ty Simpson and it's Nussmeier and it's Cade Klubnik. And just looking at the quarterback class in college football last year, it wasn't a generational class like we've seen in the last 5 to 7 years. So
the Raiders have no other choice. They have to take him number 1, and they're in a position where they just have to take him and live with the results.
Yeah.
If he turns out to be a bust, so be it, but they have to take him, plain and simple. Yeah. Looking down towards the bottom half of the draft, 2 Oregon Ducks are expected to go in this first round. One of your guys, one Washington Husky in Denzel Boston, is, as of right now, projected mid to late first round, as well as the 2 Oregon Ducks I mentioned, Dylan Thieneman and Kenyon Sadiq. I really thought Sadiq was going to end up as a top 10 pick. All the mocks have him outside of it. I thought Kansas City at number 9 made the most sense, but then they went and handed that huge contract out to Travis Kelce. That's going to span over 3 seasons. If Kelce plays that out, I imagine he will. I could see Sadiq falling now. I really thought for the longest time he was going to be a top 10 pick. It's going to be interesting to see. Could the Jets at 16 take Kenyon Sadiq? I don't think it would be necessarily a bad idea. But we'll see. And with Thieneman, it seems like all the mock drafts have the Oregon safety at right around 18 or 19, going to either the Vikings or the Panthers, which probably a good situation for both sides. Denzel Boston, your guy.
Oh, yeah.
Carter, stand on business for him.
I could talk about Denzel Boston.
This is Denzel.
All night
Here's
long.
Denzel Boston.
I mean,
the mock draft I'm looking at right now has him going to Cleveland with the number 24 overall pick. He would join high-profile quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. And what are you laughing about?
Nothing.
Are you laughing? What are you laughing about?
No, it's just nothing.
You got something in your... Are you
Well,
good?
I don't know if you saw my Twitter yesterday, but according to some reporters, the Browns have multiple star quarterbacks. There was a
Yes,
tweet that
I did
came
see
out.
that.
Star.
They used the word star quarterbacks.
Plural.
Yeah.
And it was Dylan Gabriel, Shadur Sanders, and Deshaun Watson.
3-star
all throwing
quarterbacks.
back.
Imagine that.
Quarterback. Loaded room in
Look,
Cleveland.
the Browns are a mess. My brother-in-law, a big Browns guy, called me the other day, asking me who they take. I didn't have an answer. I don't think they're going to. I mean, maybe they hit on somebody at 6. An offensive tackle. Is it Monroe Freeling? I mean, is Arvell Reese still on the board? Do they go get Arvell Reese?
Yeah, I mean, I would have told them
I'm
they're
out of
gonna draft
options.
someone, and
Caleb
it's not gonna
Downs?
work out.
Do you keep Caleb Downs in Ohio? There's so many questions. We are 3 minutes, 15 seconds away from the 2026 NFL Draft. We're going to go ahead and step aside. We will be back. We are live from the Trophy Club here in Medford.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
parents, and community members.
What it takes is attention to detail,
a positive attitude, and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
no ref, no game. Play ball.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM, live from the Trophy Club here in Medford. Shout out to the Trophy Club Bar and Grill for hosting the A Sports Radio first ever live remote show. We have breaking news from Adam Schefter. George Pickens is signing his franchise tag ahead of the draft. Could a trade be on the way with George Pickens? Usually that's what that means if you're signing a franchise tag moments before the draft starts.
Yeah, well, if there's someone that's going to make draft night interesting, it's going to be Jerry Jones. And looking at the draft tonight, the Cowboys have some flexibility to go out and make some moves. I mean, they are picking at 12 in tonight's draft.
Look, they're picking at 12. Why don't you keep Pickens? I don't understand the want to move him.
Yeah, I guess the only reason would be
he can't be that bad in the locker room, can he?
No, I don't. I mean, I can't speak for people in the Cowboys locker room, but I mean, he had a productive season last year, adding another
incredible
weapon for Dak Prescott outside of CeeDee Lamb. Dak had one of his better years. It was really that Cowboys defense that didn't really play up to par. And so if I'm the Cowboys, I'm looking at that number 12 pick and trying to go get someone in the secondary. They also have the 20th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And so it is.
I wonder what they're going to package here. Because this yells to me they're trying to move up into the top 5 and maybe get Arvell Reese or David Bailey. I don't know if the Jets or the Titans really are in a position where they want to move down. They both need high-profile players. They need day one starters. I mean, these are franchises that are longing to put together 5-6 wins in a season.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They need day one guys. The offer has to be good from Dallas. It just has to be.
Yeah, and maybe it's Pickens and one of those first-round picks, and, Dallas gets someone out of the secondary that they need. They definitely need to bolster the defense. That has to be the point of emphasis for the Cowboys tonight. One of the worst secondaries in football. Obviously, they trade Micah Parsons. Their front seven actually wasn't all that bad last year, but with that being said, still gave up way too many points for an NFL defense. So they're going to have to get that figured out. Another kind of theme that I'm curious to see what ends up happening tonight is the pass catchers in this draft. There's so many wide receivers and obviously the tight end with Kenyon Sadiq, like you said, Kyle. It's going to be interesting to see where these guys land. You have Mekhi Lemon out of USC. Obviously, we talked about Sadiq. Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, a guy who was really banged up throughout this past season, but probably the most talented wide receiver in this draft. You also have Carnell Tate out of Ohio State, and then Denzel Boston and Omar Cooper Jr. coming out of the Big Ten. So it's a loaded class for pass catchers. There's a lot of teams that need to help support young quarterbacks. Should be fun to watch.
We have some more breaking news from Schefter. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell just said on ESPN that the Mike Vrabel situation does not fall under the league's personal conduct policy and that it was a team matter. That's strange. I think a head coach getting mixed up with a reporter in that kind of nature is 100% a league issue. But if Goodell doesn't think so, then that's fine. As we see Goodell, every single year, it doesn't matter where Goodell is, Carter, he's getting booed on stage. The volume on the TVs is not up in here. They've got music going. But every year, he's getting booed no matter where he goes. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of the... Look at this. Look at this. You've got Steeler fans and Browns fans uniting to boo him.
Well, he's the
common enemy with everybody.
Well, he has T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward out there, essentially as bodyguards, so that someone's going to cheer.
Well,
the Steeler faithful is going to cheer for T.J. Watt. And
Can
Cam
I say
Hayward.
something? That's a weak move, bringing them out.
100%.
He's
and they've started to do it a little bit more, I think, in Detroit.
He's putting a bubble around him so he doesn't get booed.
Yeah, and in years past, he started to bring out.
Look how many people are there.
Last year in Green Bay, I think he had Jordan Love. He had Clay Matthews with him.
Yeah, Clay Matthews come out with him.
Yeah.
That's weak. That's weak. I would love to see that come to an end.
Embrace it.
Come out by yourself, man.
100%.
Come out by yourself.
I agree.
Hear the boos. Let him rain down. You know what? It's the one day a year he gets booed. Yeah. It's day one of the NFL draft.
Love to see it. Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm interested to see what happens. I think the draft starts at 2. We all know that. The Jets, there's been speculation. Do they go David Bailey? Do they go Arvell Reese?
Well, shoot, do they move out of 2?
I think you will see a lot of trading back tonight. I think more than usual you're going to see people start to trade back as we start to see Goodell talking. We don't know if he's announcing the pick. It obviously doesn't look that way. One of my issues, Kyle, with the draft, and I've seen people start to talk about it.
Yeah.
The time between picks.
The time between, it's ridiculous.
It's too much.
It's shocking. Is it 10? I believe it's 10 minutes.
I think it's 10 minutes.
I think it's 10 minutes between picks.
This year, I can understand because it's a little bit, the talent isn't as top heavy as in years past. But there's been years where picks 1 through 4 are solidified 3 months in advance, and those 4 teams take a combined 45 minutes to make their selection. So that's something I don't love as Cam Hayward fires up the Pittsburgh crowd.
There's so many people there. Would you ever go to a draft?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Probably depends on location. Like last year, it was in Green
I don't know
Bay.
how I would get into it.
Well, I think it's just outside.
No, I know that. I'm just like getting into it.
Oh.
like mentally, like psyching myself up to go to the draft.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I could do it.
Well, people like you and I, Kyle, our team, we're not really picking in the top 15 to 20 most of the time.
No, we're not.
So it's a little bit, it's hard to get excited when you're picking 31 as opposed to, having a top 10, top 12 pick, whatever it might be. But yeah, I'm ready to get things started. I'm sure it's probably still going to be another 10 to 15 minutes before
it will be.
Mendoza.
Before Mendoza's name is called. The draft order: Vegas, New York Jets, Arizona, Tennessee, the New York Giants. There's your top 5. The Giants have picks 5 and 10 in this draft after they traded Dexter Lawrence away. I believe it was straight up for the 10th overall pick in this draft. Good for the Giants. I think that's a great move.
Yeah, good for the Giants, and I think also good for the Bengals. You have to bolster that defensive line. It's a relatively watered-down draft in terms of talent. I think it was a good trade for both teams.
With the Bengals, whoever you're picking at 10, you hope they turn into Dexter Lawrence, essentially.
Yeah, well, I was talking to my brother about that big diehard Bengals fan, and he was kind of fired up that they gave away the number 10 pick. And my outlook on it was, yes, you do give away a top 10 pick, but in this year's draft, I think it's okay to do that. Now, it's different if you have a draft that is just loaded at all positions, but you're essentially trading away someone for or a pick that you hope is Dexter Lawrence for Dexter Lawrence himself. You know what you're getting out of him. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive line. And so I think for both teams, it's a good move. I'm really, really excited, Kyle, to see what the Giants do tonight. New coach there in John Harbaugh. You have Jackson Dart. You have Cam Scadaboo. I expect them to help them out, maybe add a weapon either on the offensive line or out at wide receiver. Don't be shocked if they get someone on the defensive side of things, too. We know how much John Harbaugh loves having a solidified linebacker or safety. I mean, you go through some of the names that he coached when he was in Baltimore. They always had elite defenses there. So I'm excited to see what the Giants do tonight. 2 first-round picks for the New York Giants.
And here we go. Raiders officially on the clock. They'll have 7 minutes and 50 seconds to get that selection in. Oh, I have a theory here. I think they want to keep the logo up there as long as possible.
Yeah.
I think that's what Vegas wants to do here. I don't expect to see anything until about the 2 or 1 minute mark.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think you'll probably see that for the next 3 or 4 teams. I mean, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Titans. And then I'm interested to see what happens from picks 9 through 17, Kyle. There's some teams that are pretty good.
Yeah, the Rams pick at 13.
I mean,
the Rams and the Ravens right behind them with the Bucks after them.
Yeah,
13 to that 13, 14, 15.
From 9 to 18, which is essentially the middle third of the draft, you have the Chiefs picking at 9, the Cowboys at 12, the Rams at 13, Ravens at 14, Tampa Bay at 15, the Lions at 17. Another team to look out for, the Minnesota Vikings. They signed Kyler Murray this past offseason. They still have J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. They're starting to enter win-now mode with Justin Jefferson. You have to find a way to win games if you want to keep him in Minnesota, or else he's going to request a trade before things are done. Another little news bomb that I did want to drop on the show. I was talking to our good friend Roman Tomashoff this morning, friend of the show, friend of mine, host of the Locked On Huskies podcast covering the University of Washington. In his mock draft, he was going through where he thought, some Huskies would land. Obviously, Denzel Boston's probably going to be the only Husky off the board tonight, given a miracle. But he has Denzel going to our New England Patriots, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Some rumors also going around, we're trading Kayshon Boutte, looking to shop him on the market.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a trade-heavy draft. The last time the Patriots selected a Washington Husky, it did not go well.
This is true.
Yeah.
Well,
best hands in the league.
Jack Westover.
Best hands in the league was the quote out of him, I believe.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
Very not
but
good.
Let's not forget about other former Husky playing for our Patriots. Jack Westover, the tight end, the fullback, does a little bit of everything. Swiss Army knife.
Okay.
He's still repping the W proudly up in Foxborough.
Yeah. All right. 5.5 minutes left for the Raiders to select. I don't know what happens if they run out of time. They lose the pick. Has it happened before?
Ravens.
Go ahead and look that up, please. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious if a team would just let the clock wind down, not get a pick in time.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings in 2003 failed to submit their draft pick in time.
What round was that?
Let's see here. The first round. The Vikings had the 7th pick, but were in negotiations with the Ravens for a trade. The clock hit 0. The Jaguars and Panthers jumped ahead of them. The Vikings ended up drafting Kevin Williams at number 9 in that draft. 2003. I wouldn't have known that. I was -2.
Yeah, my theory coming correct here, by the way. Raiders just want their logo up there as long as possible.
Yeah. No,
with the Fernando Mendoza highlights in the background.
Yeah, it looks like the pick is in. New coach Clint Kubiak. What do you make of the Raiders coming in this year?
Yeah,
they have some weapons.
Yeah, they're going to be better
on the offense.
They're going to be better. Yep, absolutely. And look, they've got a good quarterback now in Fernando Mendoza, who's going to be the future. They've got an excellent. They do have the best tight end in the league in Brock Bowers.
Yes,
they have a great running back in Ashton Genty.
They do.
Good. Actually, not a bad offensive line in Vegas with Jackson Powers Johnson, former Duck.
They also had Tyler Linderbaum, from Baltimore, land him
Yeah.
in free agency. I mean, going down the list.
Max Crosby's coming back after all of that mess in the offseason. They're going to be better.
Yeah.
Pencil them in for 5 wins on my book. Maybe 6.
I'm going through
if
their
things
free
go right.
agency signings. There's some moves here I really like. In the linebacker core, Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. Love those additions as well. They get a couple other guys along the defensive line as well. Nothing too crazy. But, yeah, I think 5 to 6 wins is reasonable. They're in a super tough division. That's going to make things a lot harder. You have the Chargers, who are consistently a wild card team.
Anything less than 5 in Kubiak, I think, could be outperformed. No, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Especially with such a high-profile pick, #1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza. Oh, look at this. We've got a comparison on the screen. Drew Bledsoe and Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, I mean,
what a comparison that is.
Never would have put that together at all.
Incredible.
Yeah, and what a quarterback room in Vegas. Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah.
I mean, can we please get a camera on those guys at all times?
They're pretty boring guys, though. You want a camera on them? I'm pushing back a little here.
You haven't seen Kirk Cousins on QB?
I've seen.
Netflix?
I'm not interested.
It's good.
He's not a good quarterback, though.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
but he had his time.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
What's his deal? Is he quirky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just like.
So he's just quirky.
He's just very like dad-esque. Like just wears like plaid shirts and khakis.
I don't need a camera on that. But you know what? I'll put in a word. Maybe they can.
I think it'd be great.
Okay.
Him and Mendoza, I think, would be a lot because
Mendoza looking sharp. Look at that suit. Unbelievable.
It's so funny to me that he's from Miami. He just doesn't strike me as a Miami guy.
No, not at all. Pick is in. Goodell should be trotting out here to a chorus of boos any second. If you're just tuning in, welcome. You are listening to live coverage of the 2026 NFL Draft live from the Trophy Club. Here's Goodell walking up with the envelope. So after Mendoza gets taken here, the New York Jets are on the clock, and it is Fernando Mendoza, the #1 overall pick.
Mendoza's dad also looks a lot like Curt Cignetti. Is that just me?
No, he does. Mendoza with the Raiders hat.
Giving his brother a hug. His brother, from reports, been balling out at Georgia Tech. Going to be their new QB1. So another Mendoza in college football coming up this season. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knew this moment was happening.
No, they had all the Raider hats already.
Based on this family reaction, they knew what was coming.
They had all the Raider hats ready.
Yeah, ready to go. Cool moment. This is always my favorite part.
Yep.
And some people are anti-prospects staying at home. I actually love it. I think it is an awesome move.
I think you should be on the stage.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pushing back on that.
I think it's cool to stay at home. I think I'd be a stay-at-home guy.
What's going on here in Coral Gables?
That must
is this? It's the Mendoza family watch party. Look how many people are there.
So is only close family inside, and then
I would assume so.
Everyone else
outside. Yeah.
And I'm not sure where this is.
This is at Vegas. This is at Christopher Columbus High School. The watch party inside it looks like a bar.
Yeah.
Fernando Mendoza's alma mater. All right, so Mendoza off the board. The Raiders get their guy for the future, the former Heisman Trophy winner in Fernando Mendoza. And look, it's Raiders kind of got a bit lucky here with Mendoza being, getting the #1 pick, because after Mendoza, the quarterbacks in this draft fall off. They fall off a cliff, Carter.
Yeah,
I mean the next best is Ty Simpson. He may not even go in the first round.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we don't see another quarterback go the rest of the night. I mean, the Steelers picking at 21. If they were picking later in the draft, I could see them taking Ty Simpson. But I don't know. Maybe they will take Ty. Really, right now on their roster, all they have is Will Howard. So they're going to have to make some decisions. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know why they're still waiting for him. Like, just let him walk. If you're the Steelers, you can find a way to go 9-8 with Mike McCarthy as your head coach. You can find a way to continue to be competitive and win football games. But with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, it just feels like it kind of limits you, even if you're not going to go get a premier quarterback in the draft or in free agency.
Do the Jets take Ty Simpson?
Not now. There's no way.
Not here.
There would be outrage.
Later in the first round, they pick again. They pick at 16. Or excuse me, is that Indy at 16?
Number 16, that is the New York Jets.
Yeah. Could the Jets take him at 16?
It could. I could absolutely see that happening. This is where things start to get interesting. As I said at the top of the show, this is where
I wonder if they're fielding calls for this number 2 overall pick.
It certainly looks like
because nobody's shaking hands. We're down to 3 minutes.
A little bit of chaos. Woody Johnson just sitting in the back observing as he's done for the last 10 years.
I believe the best available left here is going to be David Bailey.
Yeah.
Edge for Texas Tech.
Yeah, and he's a force to be reckoned with. I mean, you saw him in the Orange Bowl against your Oregon Ducks, Kyle. He was a menace in the backfield coming off the edge, gave Dante Moore some fits. He can do a little bit of everything. He has the speed to get around the corner on those tackles. He also has the power to just fire off and bull rush guys. And then he's super lengthy as well at 6'3". So he's going to be able to get his hand on footballs over the line of scrimmage. He's kind of a guy that can do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
He can also move out to outside linebacker.
The pick is in. Jets pick is in. Camera right now is focused on David Bailey. I would assume Bailey goes off the board here. I could see Arvell Reese, maybe Sonny Styles.
Yeah, if it's not David Bailey,
look at
these
Jets fans going crazy. One of them's got the Incredible Hulk hands on.
I mean, this is their Super Bowl, right? For the New York Jets,
okay.
Having a top 3 pick every year, this is what you live for.
You know, Demi DeSoto back to the station, big Jets guy.
Tough.
Okay, let's be respectful of our rivals here, Carter. Please, thank you. The pick is in for the New York Jets. Bailey had 14.5 sacks last season, tied for the most.
And 19.5 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
So he's a menace. Played at Stanford for 3 years, then moved over to Texas Tech, where he obviously had a huge leap.
Look at this. A lot of Jets fans. A lot of green. And that's Jets green on the top right of that screen.
It is.
That's not Packer green.
No.
Jets with a good contingency out here in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's because they know in November that they're going to be picking number 2.
All right, Carter. Okay. Goodell trotting out is, I'm assuming, to another chorus of boos.
I would assume so, especially in a place like
Pittsburgh. Look at that. Some of them got their thumbs down at him.
I will say
that's almost worse than the middle finger. It's just the thumbs down.
Yeah.
Goodell reading off. I assume this will be David Bailey.
David Bailey, yep.
And it is David Bailey. Good pick by the Jets.
Yeah, I really like the pick.
Good pick by the Jets. This guy's a game wrecker. This guy is a game wrecker. 14.5 sacks, Carter.
Yeah, that's no joke. That is not something to play around with.
14.5 is incredible.
Yeah, and like I said, I was talking about his athleticism. He ran a 4.5 40-second dash just a few months ago in Indianapolis. So he's got the speed. He's got the strength. I'm sure they'll show his highlight clips here in a second. But, yeah, this is a guy who can do a little bit of everything for you. Like I said, he could probably move to outside linebacker at 6'3", 250. He's got a high draft grade on pretty much any report website you could think of. And, yeah, David Bailey to the Jets, it just makes sense. Now, this is where things get interesting.
Now this is where the draft starts. Here we go.
The clock at
the
3,
Cardinals on the clock.
And it does seem like we're going to get these picks in a little bit quicker as the clock now hits 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Something to keep an eye on.
We will step aside, take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM. We are live here at the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. If you're in the area, come on down and say hello to Carter and I. Big thank you to the Trophy Club Bar and Grill for hosting the A Sports Radio and Tee It Up Southern Oregon's first ever live remote on-location show. And a big shout out to our friend Rich Summers as well for making this all happen. Cardinals on the clock, under 4 minutes left until their pick is due in. Man, Cardinals fans are going to be clamoring for the ownership to get out of town if they take Jeremiah Love here at 3. So many more positions they need. They need to revamp essentially the entire offensive line.
If I'm the Cardinals front office right now, Kyle, I'm going with Francis Moinoa out of Miami. The offensive tackle, I think he's as surefire star as he gets, especially with some of these offensive tackles, Kyle. It's different than a quarterback or a skill position where their floor and their ceiling are very far apart. With a guy like Francis Moinoa, at worst, he's going to be a productive tackle. Maybe you can move him to guard. He's 6'6", 329, so size, not an issue for this guy. Obviously, Miami's offensive line, one of the best in the country last season, protecting Carson Beck. He's got good feet as well, so he can put up with the David Baileys of the world and those other quick pass rushers throughout the NFC West. So I think if I'm the...
Do the Cardinals think Ty Simpson's their guy here? They need a quarterback.
They do.
Right now, they are condemned to...
Jacoby Brissett.
They are condemned to a 7-win season if things go well. If things go well in Arizona, in 2026, they will win 7 games. Now, that's already a big if.
Right. I mean, they're...
I mean, this is a franchise that's in disarray.
Yeah, and their quarterback competition is going to be Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew. This summer.
Both backup quarterbacks. And they play in arguably the toughest division in all of football in the NFC West.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe they pick up a game against somebody in Week 17, but that's 4 guaranteed losses off the bat. Maybe 5 guaranteed losses already.
Yeah, I would argue 6. I don't see them beating the Rams, the Niners, or the Seahawks in any competitive football game unless, it's a situation where one of those teams is resting their players.
Hey, and Carter, this is before they travel to Green Bay and play Detroit and the Eagles. I mean, this is before all that. I wouldn't hate the Cardinals trading back in this round and picking up an extra first as well.
No, I agree.
I think that could be a smart move for Arizona. There's too many holes, and you have 1 pick.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, this is not a good problem that you want to have on draft day, is when you're just so bad at so many positions that, you're just not able to fill all those holes at once.
Look at this. I'm sorry to cut you off, Carter. This is the first time I've seen this player going into the crowd. Look at that. How cool for those Jets fans.
Yeah, I will say, for New York fans, as brutal and ruthless as they can be, they do care about their guys, as the Cardinals pick now in.
The Cardinals pick is in.
I think it's going to be Maui Noah. Do you have a prediction?
I think they're going to mess it up. I think they're a bad organization, and bad organizations do bad things. I think they're taking Jeremiah Love here.
Really?
Yep. I have a feeling in my gut that they mess up this pick. Well, they're a bad organization.
Should also mention, this might play an influence. Cardinals' new head coach is Mike LaFleur, brother of Matt LaFleur for the Green Bay Packers. He's an offensive-minded guy, so maybe he does try and go get Jeremiah Love just so he can finally...
So many better players on the board.
No, I completely
Sonny Styles
agree.
and Arvell Reese are both, I think, no-brainers to take here at 3, if you do take a guy at 3.
Yeah, and I want to make this clear. I don't think Jeremiah Love is a bad prospect or a bad player whatsoever.
He's a luxury, though.
But
he's a luxury
I'm not sure if you're the Cardinals, this is the guy you want. I mean, you just have so many holes. And who knows, maybe if it's Minshew and then you give him a run game with James Conner and Jeremiah Love, they do get to that 7 or 8 win mark. But it's not going to be easy, especially given the schedule they have, the division they play in. It's not going to be easy for the Cardinals to win games next season regardless. And, talking about a lot of these teams, obviously Mendoza's a big name, Arvell Reese a big name to the Jets. These teams still have a long way to go. Like, yes, the Raiders will probably win another 2 to 3 games with Mendoza just because of that pick, but there's a reason the Raiders won 3 games last year. There's a reason the Jets have another top 5 pick, because they have so many holes to fill, and as much as these draft picks help, it's going to take more than just one guy.
Here's Goodell at the stand. The pick is in for Arizona. I agree with Carter. I think offensive line here is the way to go. And it's Jeremiah Love. They messed up the pick.
Wow.
I knew they would do it. They're a bad organization, Carter.
They are.
They are.
They are.
This is a horrible organization that has been really bad for a really long time. This is a reason why.
Yeah, I mean,
you're taking a running back at number 3.
Yeah, and
I knew they would mess it up.
Yeah, and listen, I hate to kind of poo-poo on a guy as he's getting drafted.
I mean, he's the Doak Campbell winner for a reason because he's awesome, but
yes.
This is not what the Cardinals need.
No, absolutely not.
James Conner coming off an injury. Yes, it's a little questionable. So many more holes to fill.
Yes.
So many more, especially on the offensive line and the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, no, I completely
the secondary
agree.
is a mess.
Yeah, it's tough. I will say, though, however, you look at some of these names, running backs that have been drafted in the first round in the last couple years, Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee Harris. So it does tend to go the way of if a running back is drafted in the first round, they tend to succeed. And I'm not saying Jeremiah Love can't succeed. For our listeners out there, that's not what I think we're saying.
The Cardinals,
point we're trying to make,
they don't have a quarterback.
Is you're trying to win games if you're the Cardinals, and I'm not sure that drafting a running back with a third overall pick is really the way to do that.
I think they got to trade back up into the first round here.
Yeah.
After this pick, don't you?
Yeah.
I think they probably try and package round 2 and 3. Get back into the first round, maybe in the teens.
Yeah. No, I completely
Take
agree.
a corner. Take a linebacker.
Yeah. So a little quick trivia for you, Kyle. Let me pull it up right here. Jeremiah Love just went at number 3, making him the highest running back drafted since 2018 when who was drafted?
Oh,
with the
boy.
Number 2 overall pick.
Can you give me the team?
Giants.
Is it Saquon?
Yeah. Saquon in 2018, the number 2 overall pick. Last year was Ashton Genty, picked at number 6. People thought that was early for a running back to go. Genty, though, I mean, coming off one of the greatest rushing seasons we've seen in the history of college football. Can't blame the Raiders for going with him there. Yeah, 6 feet, 212. I mean, he can do a little bit of everything. We've seen him break it open for long runs like we're going to see right on
They're going to
TV
show the spin move as well. Have you seen the spin move?
Yes.
The Madden move that he pulls. Yeah. It's awesome. It's just not what the Cardinals need. It's a luxury pick.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you look at his stats.
I knew they would mess this up.
You know, obviously Notre Dame didn't make the college football playoff like they did in 2024, but the last 2 seasons he's put up over 1,000 yards rushing easily. In 2024 he put up 1,125 yards. This past season, 1,372 yards on the ground for Jeremiah Love. He doesn't do a ton out of the backfield, but he can be sufficient. He had 27 catches for 280 yards in the passing game this past year for the Fighting Irish. It's going to be interesting, Kyle. Like we said, I don't hate Jeremiah Love by any means. I think he's going to be a good running back, and he's going to be in the league and have a productive career, especially by running back terms. We know their lifespan isn't that long in the NFL, but for him to go at number 3, I just didn't really view him as some generational running back, and usually those are the kind of guys we see go this early in the draft, especially at a skill position. I just didn't quite see that from Love.
Look at this. The Titans pick is already in at number 4.
Wasting no time here.
What are we thinking here? Arvell Reese?
I think
could it be Sonny Styles?
You could go defense, especially with Robert Saleh at the helm. You know he's going to want to get his hands.
He's going to want to get his guy
on a pass rusher. With that being said, especially knowing the Titans, knowing their personnel, they have one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to find a way to help.
Could it be Jordan Tyson here at number 4?
I think it'd be a little early for Tyson, but I mean,
could it be Sadiq? I think it could.
You think so?
I think it maybe. I do think they go defense. They have to go defense here.
I agree.
The Titans' defense was atrocious last year. I believe 3rd to last in yards allowed.
That would make sense.
Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles seems like the obvious choice here. Maybe Caleb Downs.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't see the Titans trading out of the spot.
No, and there was an alert that come up, Schefter reporting that the Titans are going to draft with this pick. So, yeah, I mean, going down the list, looking at who's still out there, Arvell Reese, obviously a big name to keep an eye on. You could go offensive tackle with Maui Noah. He will go in the next couple picks. I mean, you look at the next 3 selections, if they do stay true, the Titans, Giants, and Browns, all teams with young quarterbacks, I would expect them to go out and maybe target some offensive linemen.
Do you remember the crash out last year that Mel Kiper Jr. had over Shedeur?
Over Shedeur. How could I forget?
One of the best crash outs of all time.
So good.
I mean, that was cinema.
It was so good.
It was awesome. Titans look pleased. There's Saleh.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what this Titans team is going to do the next couple of years. You have Brian Dable as your offensive coordinator. The pressure's off him. He doesn't have to be a head coach. He just gets to call the plays and scheme up stuff with Cam Ward, who's a really exciting young quarterback. And then obviously Saleh, the head man for his second time in his coaching career. I like the Titans, Kyle. I'm not going to make a bold prediction and say they win the division or anything, But I think in the next 2 to 3 years, you're really going to see this team make some big moves. I like the quarterback. I like the coaching staff. Obviously, they have a long way to go, but I like the way the Titans are trending.
Can't go wrong with Styles or Arvell Reese here. Look, we talked about this on the show the other day, the new uniforms. There you see them.
Yeah, they're already repping them. I mean, personally, I just still think it's a crime that the Titans get to wear those and not the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Pick is in for Tennessee. It would put the Giants on the clock with their first of 2 first-round selections. I'm assuming Sonny Styles here at number 4. It's Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate off the board. Hey, why not? Why not? Why not? Carnell Tate off the board.
Wow. And he wasn't even the number 1 prospect at receiver.
No, it was Tyson. It was Jordan Tyson.
I guess it's already updated, but yeah, I mean, it was Mekhi Lemon, it was Jordan Tyson. For Carnell Tate to be the first guy off the board, there must have been something that Saleh and Dable saw there that they really
He must
liked.
have interviewed well with the team, I would assume.
Yeah, and, I mean, he's a productive guy. I'm never going to bash on someone who drafts a wide receiver out of Ohio State. I mean, you look at the names that have come out of there recently.
It's wide receiver university.
Olave, Najigba, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Gives Cam Ward a new wide receiver 1 weapon.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Gives
They
him a
signed
weapon.
Wan'Dale Robinson over from the Giants, a guy that played with Brian Dable, and now Cam Ward gets his wide receiver in Carnell Tate. Didn't see that one coming. That's a surprise.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shock, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also tough because here at the Trophy Club, we have the volume's not on the TV, so we're finding everything out solely
as it comes in?
Yeah, just off the graphic.
You know, Schefter used to tweet these out.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does anymore.
I don't think he does anymore because he got a lot of backlash. But for our listeners who maybe aren't familiar with Carnell Tate, national champion at Ohio State, there for 3 years, played with some big-time names, obviously. This past season, 51 catches for 875 yards. Now, you might think, why are they drafting a wide receiver who hasn't even eclipsed over 1,000 yards receiving? He wasn't even the best wide receiver on his team. Well, that's part of the reason is because he was the number 2 wide receiver on his team, and he's behind a generational talent in Jeremiah Smith, and that doesn't even do Jeremiah Smith enough credit with what I have to say about him. But I think this is going to be a pick where it's either a boom or a bust, and there's nowhere in between. He's
wow,
be great.
The Giants pick. Look at that, Carter, already in.
Yeah, these teams starting to waste no time. And I think this will have a ripple effect kind of on the rest of the draft. If the Titans are willing to go out and get a pass catcher early in the draft, I think you're going to see a lot of other teams really start to ramp it up here in the next week or in the next couple picks.
So the Giants pick is in. The Browns would be on the clock as soon as the Giants. Now, listen, the Giants have picks 5 and 10. They can be a little choosy here.
Yeah.
Knowing they'll be on the clock in just a few minutes once again.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the Giants do. This is my favorite team to watch in the draft just because they have 2 top 10 picks, new head coach, really like some of their pieces, especially on the offensive side of things. Man, I just did not see Carnell Tate going at 4.
There he
I'm
goes.
shocked about that.
Number 4 overall, the Giants pick is in.
What do you think about here, Kyle? Where do you think the Giants go?
Probably trying to replace Dexter Lawrence. I would imagine it's an Arvell Reese situation. I don't think the Giants would have expected Arvell Reese to fall all the way to 5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Arvell Reese is off the board. He went number 2.
Excuse David Bailey.
Oh, yes. My apologies. Yes, David Bailey went number 2. Yeah, I mean, Arvell Reese still being out there is big time. You look at some of these other moves. It's going to be, this is going to be as good as it gets here in the next couple of picks. And like we talked about, Kyle, the draft started at 2, maybe even at 3, you could make that argument. So with Carnell Tate going off the board there, maybe you see his teammate Arvell Reese go here at 5. But for the Giants, I would have to imagine it's kind of a luxury to have a plethora of options at various different positions at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, they could go offensive line, Monroe Freeling. They could go get your guy. Is it Francis Mauaga?
It's pronounced Maui Noah. I looked it up this morning. Even though there's a
Maui
G.
Goa. Oh, Maui Oa.
Maui Noah with an N.
With an N.
Yes.
It's a silent G replaced by an N?
Uh-huh.
That's incredible.
Make it make sense, dude. Yeah.
Look at that. Giants pick is in. Browns would be up next with the Washington Commanders at pick number 7. If you're just tuning in, welcome. You're following along to the 2026 NFL Draft. Carter and myself here live at the Trophy Club here in Medford. We'll go ahead and take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back after this for the Giants pick.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM. You are following along to the 2026 NFL Draft. I'm Kyle Clements. Carter Stedman across the bar table from me here in the Trophy Club Bar and Grill in Medford. Happy to have you all aboard wherever you may be, however you may be listening. The New York Giants are on the clock with pick number 5. Defense, I'm not quite sure where the Giants go here. They have a plethora of options, like you said. They could go Arvell Reese. Pair him, with Thibodeau.
Yeah, absolutely. And that defensive line for the Giants last year is actually pretty solid. I kind of expect them to bolster their offense here, Kyle, whether it's a wide receiver at number 5 or an offensive lineman. We brought up Maui Noah. There's a plethora of other linemen they could go and get here at number 5. But because Carnell Tate goes at 4, that does change the way some of these teams pick. We were talking about maybe the Giants or the Browns going and getting an offensive lineman, but because Tate goes so early, that kind of changes the mindset of some of these teams. So now maybe instead of bolstering your offensive line, maybe you go and get a skill
look at
guy.
this. Look at this. Kansas City moving up to number 6. Kansas City is moving up. I wonder if that's because of the Carnell Tate
I would
selection.
Imagine so.
I wonder who the Chiefs are eyeing because part of the Chiefs are on the clock at number 9. So they're only moving up 3 spots.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this Chiefs team, and they have a lot of holes to fill as well. Their pass catchers, you could say they have some talented guys, but it's clear it's not working. Travis Kelce's only getting older. I didn't love the deal they signed him to this summer. That defense obviously has some holes to fill. This team's just not getting any younger, Kyle, so you have to find a way to get some young playmakers in the building. Maybe you do go get an offensive lineman to help Mahomes. He's coming off of a brutal injury. I believe it's a torn ACL. Yes, it is a torn ACL and LCL for Mahomes. So I think they would go with someone that's going to help out Mahomes and just keep him healthy, whether it's a reliable target in the passing game or they go and get an offensive lineman.
I wonder who the Chiefs are potentially afraid of. I imagine the Chiefs are going wide receiver.
Yeah.
That's my immediate guess because they have the Saints in front of them at 8.
Right.
I wonder if the Chiefs want Jordan Tyson. Could the Giants ruin things here for Kansas City? Roger Goodell up at the podium to a showering of boos once again.
Absolutely.
I think Goodell has come out to the podium. We're on pick number 5. I think 3 times so far it's been with either kids or former players. He's using
bodyguards with him.
using bodyguards.
Yeah,
to prevent booing.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've been this excited for a stretch of picks in the draft for a very long time. Carnell Tate going at 4, just did not see that one coming whatsoever. Then you got the Giants coming up. Who knows what they're going to do? I would imagine it's someone on the offensive side of things. We're going to find out here in just a few moments.
New York Giants, I believe that's Arvell Reese. And it is.
Yeah.
Arvell Reese. Great pick for New York.
Absolutely.
Fantastic linebacker.
And I talked about
out of Ohio State.
Yeah. And when you look at John Harbaugh and the teams that he's had in years past in Baltimore, they always had strong linebackers. Whether it was Ray Lewis, whether it was Patrick Queen, there's a plethora of other names to go along with that. But for this Giants team, you have some pieces on offense. Now it's time to start investing in the defense. John Harbaugh gets his guy here with Arvell Reese. He was a force to be reckoned with that Ohio State defense. Him and Sonny Styles. I watched them compete against my Washington Huskies this year, and it was an absolute handful for that Washington offensive line. And most Big Ten offensive lines can say that about that duo of Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles. They were absolutely deadly. Reese is obviously the first one to go off the board here from Ohio State. And, yeah, I think it's a good pick for the Giants. I like it. I think he's going to be a super, super important piece of that defense. They have Kayvon Thibodeau. They have Brian Burns. So you got some guys on the defense that are starting to come together now. That Giants
Abdul Carter as well.
Yeah.
Giants tied for the 5th fewest sacks without blitzing last season. They only had 22 when rushing about 3 or 4. Not good.
No.
The Chiefs are on the clock here. This could get interesting. Who in the world do they take here at number 6? Is it Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State? That's my guess.
Yeah. I think it is a receiver, Kyle. I think you're onto something there. And all of a sudden, it was not that long ago we were writing off the Chiefs. Mahomes, he can't do it by himself. Their passing game is atrocious. They don't have a running back. Well, Mahomes goes down with an injury. They go out and get Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP. They re-sign Travis Kelce. They get a couple other decent pieces. And now they have the number 6 pick in the draft. So all of a sudden, here come the Chiefs looking to make another big push in the next upcoming season.
It's interesting because their wide receiver room, Carter, is, while it's not fantastic.
It's not bad.
It's just crowded right now.
It is. And it's crowded with probably mediocre receivers there.
Outside of Rashee Rice, sure. Yeah. Xavier Worthy. I know Jalen Royals. He was a pick for the Chiefs last year, a wide receiver. I don't even think he got into any games. He was a healthy scratch. They have Tyquan Thornton. Outside of Worthy and Rice, the cabinet's a little bare in Kansas City at wide receiver.
Yeah, it was tough. And Rashee Rice, obviously he had the suspension to start the season. He had some injury problems as well. Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown, kind of the same receiver, dare I say.
Yeah.
Super speedy. They had a lot of drops last year. Obviously, Kelce struggled down the last home stretch of the season. But, yeah, they need a guy on offense that is a surefire, go-get-it guy that is going to be on the field. And who knows, Kyle, maybe it is Kenyon Sadiq, your guy here at number 6.
I
put him on the
don't
other
know.
side of Kelce.
I think if they were set on taking Sadiq, they wouldn't have signed Kelce to potentially a 3-year deal worth, I believe, upwards of $35 million.
Yeah, it was a lot of money for a guy.
It's a lot of money for a guy who's pretty old and is regressing in front of our eyes. Let's see what the Chiefs decide to do here at number 6. Could they wow some people? Could they take Sonny Styles? Could they take an offensive lineman?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if you go Styles or offensive lineman. I feel like they will go receiver.
Could it be Spencer Fano?
Absolutely.
Out of Utah?
It absolutely could be. Yeah, I mean, it's so wide open at this point in the draft. And we knew there was going to be trades. The first trade happens is the Chiefs moving up to 6. And really anything's possible. Like, no matter what they do, I'm really not going to be surprised. They could go wide receiver. They could go offensive tackle. They could go get another high defensive guy like a Caleb Downs or a Sonny Styles. The Chiefs have so many options right now. And this is kind of what we expected coming into this draft. Like, it wasn't a super talented draft. There wasn't a lot of firepower at the top. But there's a lot of good value from about 3 picks 3 to 15 to 16. And so you're starting to see that right now with all these moves being made as we get the details from the trade. Chiefs get the 2026 6th overall pick. Their pick is in right now. The Browns getting...
Wow, the Browns pick up a 3rd and a 5th round pick
in this year's draft.
For moving back 3 spots.
So we'll get 2
good
extra
value for Cleveland.
Good. And like we talked about earlier with the Cardinals, these teams need more than just one draft pick to help turn around their franchise. The Browns check that box. They need guys at multiple positions. So for them to get some quantity back, get a 3rd rounder and a 5th rounder, really helps Cleveland kind of get an idea for what they're going to do in the next day or two.
Here comes Goodell without any bodyguards to the podium. The pick is in for Kansas City. Wow. LSU cornerback Mansour Delane.
Wow.
Taken by Kansas City. They go defensive back.
They must have known Washington or New Orleans was going to try and go get him, because why else do you move from 9 to 6? But, yeah, I mean, I like the pickup. Mansour Delane, he was the top defensive back prospect in this draft. Obviously no surprise that he goes first off the board to Kansas City. I like the pick, Kyle. And when you think about it, the Chiefs lost Trent McDuffie, another former Husky, by the way, to the Rams this past season. They let McDuffie walk, so you have a hole in your secondary, and you get a guy like Mansour Delane. I mean, he's going up against some of the best wide receivers in the country week in, week out in the SEC. He's physical. He's got good length. You're seeing some of that on display here in some of these games. Obviously, some good ball hawking abilities as well. I like the pick for Kansas City. And like we talked about during the time they traded up, they kind of had the luxury to go do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
They could have gone offensive tackle. They could have gone receiver. Whatever they wanted to do, they could have. And so they go out and get their guy at defensive back. I think that's a really smart pick by Kansas City.
The Chiefs gave up a league-high 46 completions of 25-plus yards last year. 46 completions of 25-plus yards. That is a ton. So Mansour Delane comes in to hopefully solidify that Kansas City defense. Commanders, the pick is in, and I'm almost positive Jeremiah Love being taken at 3, followed by Carnell Tate at 4 to Tennessee, kind of sped things up for Kansas City.
Absolutely, yeah. When you start to see that offensive talent go off the board, you know it's going to be countered with some defensive picks at some point, especially with some of the teams that were coming up, New Orleans and Cleveland. They must have got some insight that Mansour Delane was going to be taken off the board either by one of those two teams, or else why do you make that move from 9 to 6? But on the flip side of things, I really like that move for the Browns. I mean, that's a great move.
Yeah.
Move back 3 spots. You're still going to get
you pick up 2 extra picks.
And you get 2 picks added to your total on the weekend. So I like that move.
Yes or no, do the Browns take a quarterback in this year's draft?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Room's too crowded. Room's too crowded.
Isn't it? So Mansour Delane out of LSU goes to Kansas City. I'm looking at a few different mock drafts. He's going from anywhere from 13 to 18 in these mock drafts I'm looking at.
Wow.
I believe Sonny Styles still on the board.
Sonny Styles is still on the board.
Sonny Styles still on the board. Do the Commanders take Styles? Saints, I would imagine, go wide receiver.
I would think so. You got to put someone on the opposite side of Chris Olave. You got to find a way to help Tyler Shuck. It seems like he's going to be your franchise quarterback.
Shuck had a great year last year.
He did.
He really stepped up big.
He did. And to be honest, I couldn't have been more on the anti-Tyler Shuck train coming into the season. I just didn't think he was going to be that good of a quarterback. He proved me wrong. I think he still has a long way to go, but with that being said, if they can get some weapons around him, they're going to need a running back at some point as well, Kyle. Alvin Kamara, I would imagine his days are numbered in New Orleans. So they're going to need some skill guys to get around Shuck, but this is a great night to kind of get that ball rolling.
Commanders pick is in. I'm not seeing too many happy faces in there, Carter.
No, it doesn't.
You remember when the Falcons took Penix and they had to explain to Arthur Blank why they did that?
Yeah, well, that's pretty valid. And listen, no one loves Michael Penix Jr. more than me, but to this day, I don't understand that pick.
They really reached for him. Commanders, the pick is in. It puts the Saints on the clock.
Maybe you go get some help around Jaden Daniels? I mean, you still have Scary Terry, but outside of that...
McLaurin's days are coming to an end in Washington. Look at this, more bodyguards for Goodell.
Back out.
Do we have a number on how many body? Is this 4 out of the top 7 picks? He's come out with bodyguards.
I think so. The Giants, now the Commanders. There's a couple other teams.
The first overall pick.
I think he was solo.
He was by himself. What are we at? Are we at 3 or 4 for bodyguards?
I think we're at 3.
Okay.
Pick is in for the Commanders.
If you're just tuning in, welcome. You're following along to the 2026 NFL Draft, live from the Trophy Club Bar and Grill here in Medford. Kyle Clements and Carter Stedman. Usually at the desk, today at the bar table.
Yeah, I got to say, Kyle, I'm kind of a fan of the setup. This might have to be a new tradition here at the Trophy Club.
Commanders take Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles.
Yeah, no,
they're going to be very happy with that.
Yeah.
I think they're in dreamland with this pick, Carter. I don't think they expected him to still be there at 7.
Yeah, and when you look at it, the Commanders gave up the most yards out of any defense in the NFL last season. So at some point you got to be able to stop the run and the pass. Sonny Styles can do both. He can get up in the box, he can make plays with his athleticism, and he's also athletic enough to get to the outside and go defend a tight end in man coverage or get manned up with someone in the red zone. So the pick makes sense. The Commanders, they needed a presence, a force on defense. Obviously, they've had Bobby Wagner the last couple of years. As he starts to get towards retirement, Sonny Styles is going to be able to learn from him and really step into that leadership role in the Washington.
Do the Saints go? Where do the Saints go here? Do they go Jordan Tyson?
Yeah, I think it's Jordan Tyson or a receiver. I mean, maybe they prefer someone else in that room or out of the wide receivers, whether that's Mekhi Lemon, who's still out there. Yeah, I would imagine it's Lemon or Tyson. I don't see Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper Jr., maybe Casey Concepcion. I think he's a second-round pick. So I think it's a toss-up between Lemon and Tyson. But either way, I think you're going to see one of those two guys go off the board here to New Orleans.
Styles, his best game of the year came against Indiana in that 13-10 loss. Was that the one when Feeling missed the kick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 12 total tackles that game, 7 of them solo. Styles, 46 solo tackles last season with the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and
racked up 245 tackles in his career. Racked up 9 sacks in his career, including 6 in 2024.
Yeah, and you got to think he's playing opposite of Arvell Reese, so he's sharing his food with some of the best pass rushers in the country. Obviously, Reese going off the board earlier to the Giants.
The Saints pick is in, leaves Cleveland on the clock.
I will say, Kyle, I'm loving the pace of the draft so far. We're not waiting 10 minutes in between picks. It's 3 to 4 minutes.
Nice?
I can get with that.
Spencer Fano's still on the board.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked we haven't seen an offensive tackle go yet. It's been, pretty defense-heavy the last 3 picks. Obviously, 2 linebackers and the Ohio State guys and Delane from LSU. If you would have told me this morning that picks 3 and 4 were Jeremiah Love and Carnell Tate, I would have said you're crazy. I just wouldn't have seen that coming, especially Jeremiah Love at 3. That's just a pick that I don't love personally, but
the Saints pick is in. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be back after this.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes, parents,
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Welcome back inside the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. Kyle Clements here along with Carter Stedman. It is Teed Up Southern Oregon in our first ever live remote on location show. We are covering the 2026 NFL Draft. We've had a few twists and turns along the way, including Jeremiah Love being taken number 3 overall by the Arizona Cardinals. How about Carnell Tate going number 4 to the Tennessee Titans? Arvell Reese off the board. Sonny Styles just went off the board to Washington. I think we're getting into Oregon Duck territory here in just a bit.
Yeah.
A few more picks.
Yeah. He could go here.
He could go here. I don't think... I think Shuck played well enough last season, Carter, to where he's almost proved that he deserves a weapon.
Yeah.
Right? You know, because if you're the Saints, you take a look at last season. Let's say Shuck played horribly. You wouldn't go out and get a wide receiver here.
Right.
You would say, all right, we need to rebuild the defense so that next year when we get a top pick, we can then go get another quarterback, bring him in, and he'll already have a good defense behind him. I think Shuck's earned a weapon with his play last season.
Yeah, I completely agree. And they also got rid of why am I blinking? Rashid Shaheed. That I always get confused with his name.
Seahawks.
They shipped him off to Seattle, so that leaves him with only Chris Olave. And that's not going to cut.
As great as Olave's been in his career.
You're going to need more help than that.
Yeah.
So,
and Taysom Hill can't play forever. In fact, is he still even on the roster?
I think.
Will you look that up for me?
Yeah.
Did he retire? I think he did retire. Take a look for me.
What do we have here? Taysom Hill has not officially retired, but future remains uncertain. He's a free agent. Right
He's a free agent? Yeah. I'm sure people are banging down the door to sign Taysom Hill. No, he was a good plug-and-play guy for a few years for New Orleans. I think Jordan Tyson's the pick here. Go out and get a guy on the outside.
I'm going to put some money on Mekhi Lemon. Not actually put money, but I think it's going to be Mekhi Lemon here.
Saints pick is in now. This has been taking up.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I almost wonder if maybe they're fielding calls. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the New Orleans Saints at pick number 8. Nothing from Adam Schefter quite yet.
We're 7 picks in, Kyle. What's been the biggest surprise so far?
Yeah, Carnell Tate at number 4.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's kind of like the Shuck situation, Carter, in reverse.
Yeah.
Right, to where Cam Ward played so poorly last season that, hey, the Titans are taking a bit of a gamble here.
Yeah,
going all in on Cam Ward. He had a really bad season.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. He wasn't good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. It's the exact opposite of the Shuck situation where you play so poorly and then they go out and get a guy. This is kind of it for Cam Ward.
Yeah, and
the NFL moves so quickly in the draft and looking ahead to the future. The NFL moves so quickly that if Ward doesn't produce this year, the Titans could be on the board next year looking for a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to go to bat for Cam Ward a little bit. I think it's similar to Bryce Young a few years ago in Carolina, where
I called him the biggest bust of all time. By the way,
I know
that was premature. Is that what you're saying?
He's turned it around. He's not a Pro Bowler.
He has turned it around a bit.
No,
he absolutely has. He proven me wrong.
Yeah, but going back to Cam Ward, I mean, yes, he had a bad year, but he also had probably the worst offensive line and receiving core in the NFL. So, obviously, Ward's got to get better, but so do the 10 other guys on the field with him.
Does Goodell have a bodyguard? I believe we're at 3 so far.
Yeah, I think so. Doesn't look like we're getting anything for the New Orleans Saints.
No trades from the Saints. They will make their pick here at number 8. It puts Cleveland on the clock at 9, what was originally Kansas City's pick. And then the Giants again at 10.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see what New York does with their second pick. They go out, they get their guy, Arvell Reese, at number 5. So the defense is bolstered up. You could go get another defensive guy. You could also go help out Jackson Dart as well.
Jordan Tyson.
It's going to be Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, great pick.
Yeah.
Fantastic pick by New Orleans.
Yeah, he was
the number 1 wide receiver in this year's draft, I believe. In terms of rankings?
He was number 2 at his position. I believe they had him, maybe they did have him behind Carnell Tate.
Either way, fantastic pick by the Saints here. Go to bat for your quarterback, who earned it, by the way.
Absolutely.
Tyler Shuck's play last year earned it. Jordan Tyson last season with the Sun Devils, 61 catches, 711 yards, 8 touchdowns, averaged 11.7 per reception, 6'2 1/8 at 203.
Yeah, he's got some.
Would have liked a little more height
on
him, I think, into the 6'4 range, but. The Saints now have the opportunity to kind of move him around wherever. They could play him in the slot. They could play him out wide.
Yeah, well, especially with the speed that Jordan Tyson has. He didn't run a 40 at the Combine due to some injury issues, which he did struggle with when he was at Arizona State. He's going to have to be able to stay healthy. That was his big question mark coming into the draft. But when you have Olave on the outside, Tyson's a guy you can kind of move in and out as we're seeing right now on TV, where he has the speed to create separation. Yes, he's only 6'2", but maybe you go put him in the slot. Maybe you get him in motion coming from side to side, working the middle of the field a little bit, and then that allows Olave to not have as much pressure and try and beat guys over the top.
I'm going to suggest something here. Did the Chiefs get tricked into trading up to number 6? Would Delane have been there right now?
I mean, I would have guessed so. Now, you could argue that maybe the Saints and the Commanders said, okay, they went defensive back, we're going to audible.
Sure.
But, I mean, it seems like Styles and Tyson, those were kind of surefire picks for the Commanders and the Saints.
Yeah,
I'm not sure either one of those teams were going to take Delane over.
Maybe it was the Browns at 6 to take Delane.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, Jordan Tyson, I think this guy's going to be a stud, man. And I think you look at this Saints team, they start to have some pieces all of a sudden where you now have 2 wide receivers who are able to create separation in the passing game. You have a quarterback in Tyler Shuck who you've shown trust in. Now the question is, can you become a more complete football team? They have to get better on the defensive side of things. They're going to have a running back situation to figure out here in the next couple of years as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Olave and Tyson with Shuck. That's going to be something.
Yeah.
New Orleans on the rise.
I know I've brought up their running game a little bit with Kamara, but they also have Travis Etienne Jr. bringing him over from Jacksonville. So that's a big-time signing. This offense is really starting to come together for New Orleans, and who knows, with the NFC South being as bad as they are, Kyle, maybe this puts them in that conversation where they can go 9-8 or 10-7, which I think is probably their ceiling this season. But maybe they're able to make a run and get into the playoffs if things break their way in the division.
It feels like anybody can win the NFC South in any year. It doesn't even matter if you're a bad team.
No,
you can go win that division.
The Panthers did it with a losing record this past year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
Browns pick is in at number 9. Giants back on the clock, and then the Dolphins at 11. Oregon Ducks fans still waiting to see where Kenyon Sadiq and Dylan Thieneman will be taken. Carter waiting to see where Denzel Boston will go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Unfortunately for our guy Ryan,
no beefs.
No beefs in this first round. Ellie, we don't know.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
Anything's possible. Build the dam. Why are you laughing?
I'm not. I'm not laughing.
What's funny about building the dam?
Nothing. It's just.
Well, you hope
they've been building it for a long time.
Yeah, they have. It's almost done.
They keep saying.
You're going up to Corvallis soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
For a race?
Next week.
Will you let me know if it's almost built?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last time I was up there, not close to being finished.
I think they sped things up a lot since the last time you were there.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's almost done.
I was there like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the dam's almost done in Corvallis.
Okay.
That's going to be a great question to ask Ryan Harlan. If the dam's almost built, I'm going to ask him that the next time we have him on.
Is that still their slogan?
Yeah, build the dam.
Still.
They're trying to build it, Carter.
I know, but I thought that was maybe like a Jonathan Smith thing.
Oh, build it. Browns pick is in at 9. Giants at 10. Miami at 11. Browns making their first selection. The Browns will select twice in this first round. They also have pick number 24. Browns in need of a lot.
Everything.
A lot.
No matter
outside of defensive line and linebacker, because they have Carson Schweisinger out of UCLA who played really well for Cleveland last season. The secondary needs a little bit of work. Spencer Fano, look at that. Great pick. Fantastic pick. Look how psyched he is.
Yeah, that's a big-time get. Spencer Fano.
And he fell all the way to 9. I was seeing him in the top 5 in mock drafts.
A lot of people had Maui Noah out of Miami going ahead of him, so a little bit of a surprise here in terms of the offensive line position. But listen, Spencer Fano, this is a guy who I think is going to be a surefire pick. You look at his size, he's listed at, let's see what he's at here.
6'5.5", 311.
6'5", 311. So, big guy. He's athletic. He's got quick feet. So, I like the pick, especially for Cleveland. You don't really know who your quarterback's going to be, but you know it's going to be someone that's going to need some help. So
that's good.
Getting an offensive tackle great way to start things for
Fantastic pick for Cleveland.
Yes.
They could even double dip on offensive line at 24.
They absolutely
If they want, they could address the secondary. Do they go out and get a wide receiver right now? Really? I would say their biggest weapon, tight end Harold Fannin, who was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Would I be correct in saying that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and as someone who had David Njoku on their fantasy team, not a big Harold Fannin Jr. fan.
Okay, yeah.
He kind of hurt me in some spots.
He ate into the pie a little bit.
He did. He absolutely did. But, yeah, I mean, the Browns, you look at their wide receiver room, they do have Jerry Jeudy. Outside of that, they add Isaiah Bond, who hasn't seen the field a lot, and so they do need some help in that department a lot. But with the way they're positioned, who knows? Maybe you can go out at 24, and that's a great spot for a Denzel Boston or an Omar Cooper Jr., a guy of that sort. So still a lot of work left to be done for the Browns.
Giants made their pick quick. Look at this. Goodell's already at the podium.
Wasted no time. And it is Francis Maui-Noah.
Francis
so they
Maui-Noah.
go with the other offensive tackle. Good move.
Out of Miami.
You knew they were going to help their guy Jackson Dart out at some point, and they do so right here. Maui-Noah, he's a little bit bigger. Fano, who we just talked about, was 6'5", 311. Francis Maui-Noah, 6'6", 329. So a little bit heavy set. With that being said, still has good feet for his size. You can kind of move him around the offensive line because of that size. And another good pick for the Giants. I think, the last 3 or 4 picks, we've really starting to see these teams hit. Now, for the Cardinals and the Titans, who knows what's going to happen with Jeremiah Love and Carnell Tate. Obviously wishing them all the best, but kind of some interesting picks there in the top 5. But now things are starting to get rolling.
At the Combine, he was in the 80th percentile in the shuttle, a 4.59.
Yeah. And I
ran a 5'1", 340.
We have a trade. And I think
Miami's
the Dolphins and the Cowboys switching spots.
Wow, look at that. Interesting.
Yeah. Just back-to-back, I would imagine.
Now, I wonder if there's any gamesmanship here where Dallas says, who are you picking? Miami says the wrong name on purpose.
Yeah.
To try and
you think so?
To try and go Dallas into trading up. Dallas has moved up to 11. Would love to see what goes into this pick as well. We talked a little bit earlier about George Pickens, Carter.
Yeah, we did. And
I don't imagine he'll be involved in this, but
I'd be pretty shocked.
The fact that he signed his franchise tag hours ago is
it does make you think.
It leads you to believe that
the Dolphins,
he could be on the move.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of the Dolphins, new head coach Jeff Hafley over from the Packers and John Eric Sullivan also involved in the Packers front office. This is their first run at a draft. So you're curious, what is their mindset trading back just one spot with the Cowboys? The Dolphins now pick at 12. What's kind of their strategy here going into their first NFL draft as a coach-GM tandem?
Looks like Francis Maui-Noah. Schefter saying Giants projected offensive line. Maui-Noah moved to guard.
Yeah.
At right guard.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, absolutely. Especially with the play they've got at tackle the last couple weeks, the last couple years. They've really had some guys step up there on the offensive line.
Picks 1 through 10. Fernando Mendoza was taken first overall. David Bailey to the Jets. Jeremiah Love, running back, to the Cardinals. The big surprise came at 4. Carnell Tate, wide receiver, to the Titans. Arvell Reese, linebacker out of Ohio State, to the Giants. Mansour Delane, the Chiefs traded up to take him at 6. Sonny Styles, linebacker, to the Commanders at 7. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, to the Saints at 8. Spencer Fano, offensive tackle, to the Browns at 9. And with the 10th pick, the Giants take Francis Maui-Noah.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, Kyle, and say we have Caleb Downs going off.
Would love that for Dallas.
11. Their secondary was the worst in the NFL last year by a large margin, I believe. So Caleb Downs, he can do a little bit of everything. He gets involved in the run game. He's obviously great in pass coverage. You put him back there, he's going to make plays. Wouldn't be surprised if Dallas goes with Mr. Downs here at 11.
Kind of surprising we're at number 11. The number 1 tight end and the number 1 safety still have not been picked.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Two pretty key positions.
Yeah.
Cowboys pick is in. Miami, and then the Rams on the clock at 13. That's dangerous.
And that's kind of the Rams we talked about, where you have some really good teams picking pretty early in the draft, considering their success this past year. The Rams obviously lead that kind of barrage off. You have the Ravens at 14, the Bucks at 15, and then the Lions at 17. You also have the Jets in there with the 16th overall pick. So things are going to get interesting. They've already gotten interesting over the last couple picks. But from 11 to 20, I think you're going to see some big-time moves get made by a couple different teams.
We're on a commercial break here inside the bar. We'll take one. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tee It Up Southern Oregon in our first ever live remote on-location show at the Trophy Club Bar and Grill.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM, live from the Trophy Club Bar and Grill for the 2026 NFL Draft. 10 picks in the book so far. Cowboys just moved up one spot to pick at number 11. Kyle Clements here with Carter Stedman across the table from me. Felt weird not going into the studio today. Felt like something was missing.
Kind of 12 o'clock.
I was like, I should be doing something right now.
I was like, I had a little itch.
Yeah.
But I will say, with the show and obviously the draft tonight, been able to practice in the mornings on the last couple of days, and big fan of that. Big fan of leaving campus at noon and being done for the day.
Nice.
The run
That's
is over,
huge.
the lift is over, treatment. Big fan of getting stuff done in the morning, having the second half of my day.
When's your next race?
Next weekend.
Here we
Friday night
go.
in Corvallis.
Foxhole guy. I'm ready.
At the dam.
At the dam.
In Corvallis.
Which they're building.
Yes. Some details on the trade.
Yeah, here we go. Cowboys receive the 11th overall pick. Dolphins receive, they moved back one spot and picked up 2 fifth-round picks.
Great move.
Fantastic value for Miami.
John Eric Sullivan kind of cooking up in his first draft as the general manager of the Dolphins.
That's a fantastic move to drop back one spot. I think it's going to be Caleb Downs here.
Got some Cowboy fans in the bar, it does sound like.
And it is Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State.
And another crystal ball for Carter on the board.
Yeah, look at that.
Downs. Come on now.
The number one safety in the 2026 NFL Draft is off the board.
Yeah, and this doesn't really come as a surprise, Kyle. I mean, this guy has been lights out from the moment he got to college. In Alabama, his freshman year, he had 70 tackles. 70. 7-0. Since moving to Ohio State, obviously wins a national championship. His stats somewhat take a step back just because there's so many star-studded guys on that defense. This past season for the Buckeyes, 45 solo tackles, 68 combined tackles, 5 tackles for loss. He even had a sack to go along with 2 interceptions. So, as I mentioned earlier, before the Cowboys picked Downs, I told you he was a guy that can do it all. He can get in the run game, he can get in the pass game, and this is a big-time get for the Cowboys.
Won the Jim Thorpe Award last season, the Law Impact Trophy as well. Left Columbus, Ohio with 257 career tackles, 6 picks, 12 pass deflections, and 3 forced fumbles across 3 seasons. Yeah, you remember he entered the transfer portal once Saban retired.
Yeah, he did.
Got out of Alabama, went to Ohio State, made a name for himself, the number 1 safety going to Dallas. How fitting. What a pick for Dallas.
Yeah, it's a great pick, especially like we talked about. Yes, they do have the drama with George Pickens franchise tagging him, but their offense was pretty good last year. They had some very productive games with Dak Prescott, and obviously you have the tandem there with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. They got some help in the backfield from Javonte Williams, and so if they can start to pick things up on the defensive side of things, Schottenheimer and the Cowboys going to have the chance to make some moves here in the NFC West.
Curious to see what they do with Pickens. Does Pickens stay? Do they move back into the first round by way of Pickens?
Yeah,
Pickens is worth a first-round pick.
Absolutely. And I think if you don't see something here soon in the next,
I would say 3 to 4 picks, then he'll be staying.
Yes, I agree.
Dolphins pick is in. Has the Rams on the clock at 13. Mekhi Lemon's still on the board.
Yeah, pretty interesting because he was probably the number 1 overall prospect at receiver coming into tonight. And since then, we've seen a couple wide receivers get taken.
There's always so much that goes into the draft that we don't see, right? Yeah. How guys do in interviews. Mm-hmm. The only time we really hear about interviews is when somebody does horribly. Shedeur Sanders last year apparently did horrible in his interviews with various teams. But there's always something we don't see that's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. And sometimes you kind of just have to draw conclusions, right? Like Carnell Tate going at 4, he's a great player, but you also assume that there was maybe something personality-wise that Dable and Salo really
they picked up on.
Tate.
Dolphins pick is in. We'll step aside for a quick break. The 2026 NFL Draft from the Trophy Club continues after this.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like, too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM. The Dolphins pick is in. They take Caden Proctor out of Alabama. I was seeing a second-day draft rate on this guy, Carter.
Yeah, this was way earlier than
this is way earlier than I thought he was going to go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I don't think it's a bad pick, but with that being said, yeah, this is pretty early for Caden.
This is kind of like the Cole Strange pick a little bit.
Yeah,
that the Patriots made.
Yes, it absolutely
this is extremely early.
Yeah,
offensive tackle out of Alabama, Caden Proctor. A good pick from Miami in the sense that I'm glad they didn't go running back or wide receiver.
Yes.
Right. If you're a Dolphins fan, anytime your team picks an offensive lineman in the first round, you just go nice and you move on. I mean,
yeah, especially with offensive linemen, it's a little bit easier because even if they're not some star, they can still be productive without being a liability on the field. I think Caden Proctor is a guy who, yes, he did go way earlier than expected to be. But at 6'6", 352, he's going to be able to move guys around. Now, maybe his draft grade wasn't the same as Fano or Maui Noah, but I think he's still going to be able to move people around and create space for his quarterback because of how big he is. Also, Kyle, we've seen the guy run the ball a couple times with his time in Alabama. I mean, Kalen DeBoer had him in the red zone package as well, so
Proctor, who was just taken by the Dolphins with pick 12, out of Alabama, offensive tackle. Nick Saban talked about him this week on the Pat McAfee show. Guess what Saban said? Saban said, great guy, not a bad person. He'll do whatever you ask him to do once you get him in the building. Saban then went on, but when he's not in the building, he might get a little overweight. He might not come in the best shape, and those are the things you have to manage. That's not good.
That is tough, especially coming from a former coach.
That's an incredible thing to say about a player.
Yeah, and you said that was this week.
That was this week. Yeah, Saban went on the McAfee show and said that.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, well, regardless, he's going to get his shot.
Proctor's,
see what happens.
I was seeing a day 2 grade on Proctor.
Yeah, no, I was too. And I will say, it'd be one thing if you're getting drafted to Cleveland or another small market, maybe Pittsburgh. Miami, a lot of distractions down there. So
a lot of distractions.
Yeah, so Saban's analysis is going to be put to the test because you're going to be in a situation where it can be really easy.
He's not in Tuscaloosa anymore. He's in Miami.
Yeah, and
one of the party capitals of the world.
Former Dolphin players such as Tyreek Hill have some problems off the field, right? And so with a young guy like Caden Proctor, who knows what could happen. But regardless of that, he goes at number 12. Great opportunity for him to shine. Dolphins' new quarterback, Malik Willis, he gets a protector on the offensive line.
He got paid so much money, didn't he?
He paid a lot.
I mean, that was incredible for a backup quarterback.
He had a 2-game tryout with the Packers and just landed a big-time deal. So good for him.
So here's where Proctor ranked on measurables. It's not great. Wingspan, he was in the 12th percentile for wingspan among all offensive linemen.
Yeah.
He was in the 29th percentile for arm length, 34th for hand size, 44th for shuttle. Bench press was only in the 50th percentile.
Yeah.
So the measurables aren't quite what you would expect out of pick number 12.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'd be curious to see what the Dolphins front office has to say in the next coming days. I'm sure they'll have a press conference following the draft. Obviously, they saw something in Caden Proctor that they liked.
The biggest winner right now, Mike Vrabel, because we're not talking about him.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and I'm sure no one else right now is talking about him.
Someone's talking about him.
Somebody is.
Somebody.
Not us.
Not us.
We wouldn't do that to Mike.
No.
What were you going to say?
I didn't.
You had something on the tip of your tongue.
I didn't.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Is that our guy? Are we riding with Mike?
Go ahead, Carter. Saying he's our guy right
Wait,
now.
hang on. What? Can we get to the bottom of this?
I'm hoping he gets well. That's what I'm going to say. I'm hoping Mike gets well.
Is he sick? Why do
you
want him
sick?
Okay.
He is. Right. He couldn't be more sick. Having some fun here in the Trophy Club.
Having some fun at the Trophy Club, man.
Absolutely.
This is a great bar. Listen, this is a bar that I've been coming to this bar for a while now, and always good people, fantastic drinks, fantastic food, and big thank you to the Trophy Club for hosting us. The Rams pick is in. I thought maybe they would look to move this for a proven starter right now, but they're going to go ahead and select here.
And maybe, just maybe, Kyle, now they already have some weapons, but if you're Sean McVay, this is kind of your last run with Stafford.
This is.
Do you just go all in and you go get the hometown kid and Mekhi Lemon?
Yeah.
Right down the road.
It's not a bad idea,
It could happen. Absolutely.
We'll see. We'll see how Terrence Ferguson plays out as well. The Rams' tight end room, I think Davis Allen is in there as well. Their tight end room is crowded.
Yeah, and looking at the Rams, obviously you probably want to get as good as you can on offense because of the fact your days with Stafford are limited in terms of being a contender and him being your quarterback. But also, we saw their defense kind of get exposed towards the end of last year, especially on the back end in that secondary against Seattle when they played them twice late in the season, obviously in the NFC Championship game as well. So they're going to have to make up their mind here. Obviously, it seems like they have with the 13th pick. I'm going to be pretty intrigued to see who they went with.
Rams pick is in. We'll step aside for a quick 30-second break. We'll be back here at the Trophy Club in just a second.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM. You're also listening online at the asportsradio.com, live at the Trophy Club for our first ever live remote show. Kyle Clements and Carter Stedman across the table from me. The Rams pick is in. It leaves Baltimore on the clock with Tampa Bay right behind them at pick 15. Tampa Bay's been a place where Kenyon Sadiq has been somewhat projected to. I could see Baltimore taking him as well. I could see both teams taking Dylan Thieneman as well. Both Oregon Ducks kind of have been mocked to go between 10 and 22, 23, somewhere in that range in the middle of this first round. There's Ty Simpson, still waiting to hear his name called. Bold,
yeah, I think he'll be waiting for a bit.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That's a bold move by Simpson to show up.
Yeah, he's a confident guy.
That's there's no guarantee you're going in the first round.
No,
a lot of mocks have him on day 2. That's a crazy move to show up in a suit.
We can always show back up tomorrow. Just put
but it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
It's not. It is absolutely not.
Rams pick is in. Rams.
I think they're going to go with an offensive weapon. I think your boy Sadiq is going to go 14 to Baltimore. That's my take. They lose Isaiah Likely to the Giants. They need a tight end.
Get this. Ty Simpson to the Rams. Unbelievable. What a move by the Rams. They go out and get the future at quarterback. Okay. This is incredible.
Okay.
This is incredible.
This is going to be a moment that we come back to on this show next year, maybe the year after. Maybe.
Yeah.
I like this move.
Okay.
I like this move because you have a team that, put it in the notes. Carter, quote, I like this move after Ty Simpson pick. I like this move, and here's why. Because of the fact that you have a team that has already proved they can win now. You've made a Super Bowl, or you've won a Super Bowl, rather, with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. You've proved you can get to the NFC Championship game. You were just a few plays away from beating the eventual Super Bowl champions in the Seattle Seahawks. And with drafting Ty Simpson at 13, is it a bit early? Probably.
Oh, it's
but
not only.
It is.
It's extremely early.
Yes.
This is a day 2 guy.
But what you can do is you allow Ty Simpson to learn from someone who has a very similar skill set with Matt Stafford.
Carter, have we forgot the Rose Bowl performance?
We have not. I do remember that. And I'm going to tell you what this reminds me of.
Man.
I'm going to tell you what this reminds me of right now. It reminds me of Jordan Love getting drafted early when Aaron Rodgers was still playing really good football with the Packers. With that being said, shocking pick. They've been planning this. Look at this. The Rams called Matthew Stafford today to tell him they were going to pick Simpson.
They told him today?
Very interesting move here.
I'm in shock. Ty Simpson was taken 13 overall.
I mean, you have the reigning MVP on your team, and you go out and draft a quarterback. Very, very surprising stuff here. Yeah, Simpson, I mean...
My phone's blowing up. This is incredible.
He couldn't be more up and down than he was last year.
I can't get the Rose Bowl out of my head.
For me, it's
I watched the entire game.
Yeah. For me...
Carter, he was awful.
The game that sticks out to me is Florida State.
And we have a Rams fan calling in right now. Yeah. Joining us live on VA Sports Radio, my good friend, a recurring guest as well. This might have been before your time, Kenji Singh, a big Rams fan. Kenji, the Rams take Ty Simpson with the 13th overall pick. What is your immediate reaction?
Oh, hi, Kyle. Thanks for having me on. I'm pretty shocked, to be honest. Just cancel the rest of the draft. Just go ahead, turn it off for everyone, go home.
Kenji, now listen, Kenji, I'm going to try and talk you off the ledge a little bit here, but in a year that the Rams were supposedly supposed to be all in, this is a shocking pick in the first round.
It is, and all offseason, all we heard up until this point was how much they liked Mekhi Lemon, which I didn't think he'd be there, and he was. Then your guy from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq, was also there, and I guess they just passed on him. I need someone to start investing in Dan Orlovsky and his agency, because I saw him and Simpson had the same agent, or they belong to the same.
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky and Ty Simpson, they do have the, is that right, Carter? They have the same agent? Okay.
Creative Arts something.
Kenji, what? Kenji.
No, I have to.
Kenji, this is. I mean, this is. I don't know what to say. My phone's blowing up right now. I have nothing to say. The Rams could have went and got Mekhi Lemon. We know that Puka Nacua, as of right now, is a great wide receiver, maybe among the best in the league, but he's having some off-the-field issues at the moment. That Mekhi Lemon would have seemed like the surefire answer here.
Yeah, it seems like it, and given McVay and his offense what he could have drawn up, making defenses guard Adams, Puka, and Lemon would have been crazy. And then he's got a guy who's going to sit for a year, and we could have traded back, and he probably would have been there.
He was a day 2 pick, Kenji. He was a day 2 pick. I think he would have been there tomorrow when the Rams are on the clock. And if you think about Stafford, he probably has 2 seasons left. Next year's draft class for quarterbacks, Carter, I think you would agree, is stronger at quarterback than this year.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I think so too.
You look at next year's class, plenty of guys. You could go get Arch. You could go get Dante Moore if you really want. I mean, there were so many names out there that you could have just waited and been patient. I mean, Matt Stafford just won MVP, and you just spent the 13th pick in the draft on a quarterback. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Kenji, thanks for calling in. I'm sorry. We've got so many picks to cover. We'll give you a call at the end of the draft to wrap this up. I feel for you.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes, go ahead.
Besides Adams and Puka, name one other receiver in the Rams receiving room.
Go ahead, Carter.
Ben Skoranek?
I don't even think he's still on the team.
No, he's off the team, exactly.
He's off the team.
Yeah. Unless you're a diehard Rams fan, I don't expect anyone to know any of the other guys. And that's my point. We need help at wide receiver 3. The other guys are Jordan Whittington, Kanata Mumfield, and then Xavier Smith, the guy that dropped the punt in the NFC Championship. I don't expect anyone else to know that unless they're a diehard Rams fan. Anyway, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for calling in, Kenji. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you at the end of the draft. Thanks for calling in. There goes Kenji saying, Carter, not happy.
No.
I mean, not happy at all.
No.
It's a shocking pick.
It is shocking. It is absolutely shocking.
Did Sean McVay try to outthink himself here?
I'm curious if it wasn't McVay's pick. Maybe he got kind of outmanned by someone, dare we say. In all this drama, a pick did go by. The Baltimore Ravens with the 14th pick I'm going to try my best.
Yeah,
here.
And Carter, please get this right.
Okay. Ole.
Don't start until you're ready.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Ole Vaveja Aone.
That can't be right.
Aone is right.
Okay.
I do know that. The first name I could not account for. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good pick. The Ravens had the worst guard duo in the NFL last year, and that's not going to help when you're a run-heavy team like the Ravens are with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. So they go out, they sign John Simpson, and then they draft Ioane. Ioane. Yes, correct. I think that's how you say it. I mean,
you got it?
I don't got it.
Try it one more time.
Okay.
This is
Oile Vaveja Aone.
There's no way that's correct
Let's look it
either.
up.
You know what, Carter? Because I'm so nice and you're a good friend, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you one more chance.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, hold on. I lost his name.
I still can't believe the Rams took Ty Simpson. This is unbelievable. Carter, where's this coming from?
I have no. That was never something that was on the board at all.
There's a few things they could have done, right?
Yes.
If you're worried about Matt Stafford getting hurt in the coming season, or maybe the next 2 years, you could have drafted an offensive lineman, right? Boosted the O-line a little bit. The wide receiver room, like Kenji Singh just said, as great as it is, it's a liability. Puka Nacua is off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, he's appearing on streams saying incredibly damaging things.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's hanging out with all these YouTubers.
Yes.
It's shocking.
Yeah, and not to mention, I mean, obviously you have this great tandem with Devontae Adams and Nacua, but Devontae Adams isn't getting any younger. So even if you go in on Mekhi Lemon and you don't win a Super Bowl, you still have your wide receiver of the future to pair with Nacua, assuming he keeps his head on straight. And instead of investing in kind of a win-now mentality, the Rams punt and they get a guy that they probably could have gotten early second round, maybe mid-second round. I would imagine that Sean McVay and the Rams front office probably had some intel saying, hey, if you don't get him now,
what kind of intel could they have had?
Maybe someone later in the draft?
I guess. He would have been there on day 2, though.
Yeah, he would have. I looked up the pronunciation for...
Gosh, you know who I would love to have on now? Isaiah.
Oh, it'd be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be
because he was on the train of Drake May MVP.
Yeah.
I bet you, if he calls in, I bet you he takes a shot at Stafford and says McVay thinks he can't hack it anymore.
Maybe. It is, now that I have the pronunciation pulled up for the Baltimore Ravens selection, it is Olivunja Yowene.
Good job.
Olivunja. Did you know it?
No.
Olivunja?
No, I had no idea how to say the name. I was leaving that to you.
You just left me high and dry. Cool. The Tampa Bay Bucks, are they going to take your boy, Kenyon Sadiq?
They could. They could here.
They do have Cade Otton, who is a very productive tight end. But, yeah, I mean, this is a Buccaneers team that was extremely disappointing last year. They were a favorite early in the season to make a run in the NFC. And they didn't even make the playoffs. So they got a long way to go. They got some stuff to clean up. In terms of their needs, according to ESPN, they have them maybe investing in the defense, whether it's an edge rusher or a defensive tackle. So they have some names that they could work with there, looking at the best guys remaining, especially at the edge rusher position. Ruben Bain, still out there. Akeem Mesidor, still out there.
Ruben Bain, is this a situation where he falls at the end of the first round? That car crash story was damning.
It was bad.
It was bad. What was it again? Did he run away from the crash? He crashed the car and left the vehicle?
I think so, and someone involved in the accident did pass away. As we look at the best available, you have Mekhi Lemon, you have Monroe Freeling, drafting an offensive tackle out of Georgia. Never a bad idea. Sadiq, Bain, and Thieneman. Man, listen, I thought Dylan Thieneman was pretty good when he played at Oregon, but I really felt like his stock increased a ton over the offseason.
It was the combine. Yeah. It was the combine, the 40-yard dash.
Maybe the next Harrison Smith.
Thieneman's job was made a little easy by that amazing defensive line at Oregon as well. That's all returning.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks had no time to throw.
No.
They were throwing ducks up Thieneman's way.
I mean, you look at that big-time play that he had against Penn State. I mean, you roll Drew Aller out of the pocket. He throws that pick in overtime, and Thieneman calls game.
The Buccaneers pick is in. Sadiq would be interesting here.
Oh. Got some intel. Yeah.
Is it Kenyon Sadiq?
It is not.
Oh.
Why we were just talking about, though.
Could it be Ruben Bain?
It is! Florida.
Unbelievable.
So it is Ruben Bain going off the board at 15.
The car crash obviously didn't didn't sway the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from taking him. He had arguably the best season out of an edge outside of David Bailey.
Yeah,
I believe
he's built a little bit different than some of the pass rushers we saw earlier in the draft. He's way bigger than David Bailey. He's only 6'2", but he's 263. When you go and watch this guy play, he is someone that is just going to run through your face time and time and time again. You look at his statistics here, the short arms, that was something that
shortest by a first-round edge. Hang on, look at that stat one more time. Since 2003, he's got the shortest arms.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell by his mannerisms, he probably didn't expect to be selected this late in the draft, but when you're in the situation he did, that's the way it goes in the NFL.
Good pick by the Bucs.
I like it. I think it's a good pick. You needed an edge
rusher. The days of Vita Vea and that defense that they had when Brady won the Super Bowl with them are long gone, and now they get Reuben Bain.
Yeah, and Bain's a guy that even if you want, depending on what kind of defense you're running there with Todd Bowles, you can line him up at defensive tackle. Granted, he'd be a little bit smaller, but his athleticism, he's just in this weird spot where he's probably more physical than most defensive ends, and he's more athletic than most defensive tackles. So him being able to do a little bit of everything is going to help this Tampa Bay front seven out quite a bit.
The Jets pick is in at 16. This will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I predicted on Tuesday's show. This is where I thought Ty Simpson would be going, and he's already off the board.
And he's off the plans for everybody else at quarterback have been ruined. Yeah. Because now you're picking the bottom of the barrel, the Cade Klubniks of the world. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even tell you who else is out there.
You got Garrett Nussmeier, Diego Pavia.
You were big on Nuss. You were a big Nuss guy.
Well, I was going to say on Tuesday.
We are getting I'm sorry to interrupt. We're getting a call. Isaiah Melendez, welcome to the first ever live on remote show for Tee It Up Southern Oregon. The Rams take Ty Simpson at number 13. How much of a shock is this to you? What does this tell you?
I would say it's a mild surprise for sure. I wouldn't say total shock, but I wasn't expecting it. That being said, I'm probably in the minority here, but I kind of like the move.
I'm with you, Isaiah. I'm with you.
Stafford is one bad fall away from his career being over. I mean, we didn't even know if this guy was going to play last season until the season started. And then, yes, he played well, but I know I was on the show constantly talking about how I wasn't fully buying into the MVP narrative that he ultimately won. And ultimately, is it worth the risk of passing on a quarterback you think will be your franchise quarterback? Because that's what we have to assume. And we have to trust that Sean McVay likes what he saw and that he's going to bet the farm on this guy. So if Sean McVay wants him, we know Stafford's injury situation. We saw that he played at a high level, but wasn't able to beat the difference. The Super Bowl run, I like the move.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we see Ty Simpson at all in this coming season? Do you think he sits behind Stafford? Do you think there could be a situation where Stafford throws 3 or 4 picks in a game, like he was very close of doing last year, and McVay says, you know what, screw it, let's put him in?
I'm going to assume they keep Stafford and at least try to run it back for one last season and then move on from him, kind of like how the Chiefs did with Alex Smith, where they ran it back for one last year and then Mahomes took over. That's kind of what I envision happening. But I guess there is, I don't know the cap situation, but I would assume it is still possible they move off Stafford sooner than that if the compensation's right. I feel like Sean McVay would prefer to just run it back one last season, give Ty Simpson a year, and then start the new era.
Okay. Isaiah, thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. There he goes, Isaiah Melendez. He likes the move, Carter.
Yeah, and according to an article that I got sent to me via Yahoo, it sounds like McVay was just a big fan of Ty Simpson, which I'm not sure how many big fans Ty Simpson had this past year. I certainly wasn't one of them.
No, I wasn't either.
But nevertheless, Simpson goes at 13, and the Jets pick
The Jets pick is in
here at 16.
This could be anything. Kenyon Sadiq, unbelievable.
And he's going to Rotten, New York.
Kenyon Sadiq. Demi DeSoto's a happy man, let me tell you. Demi DeSoto texted me. Let me pull up the text.
And it's Kenyon Sadiq.
Let me pull up the text from Demi DeSoto. I have to find his text message.
Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Good pick.
He said, my family wants the Jets to take Kenyon Sadiq at 16. That's exactly what they do. They take Kenyon Sadiq.
And they do.
Why not? First, the highest-ranked tight end prospect in the draft. First Oregon tight end selected in the first round since 1975. Russ Francis. Who could forget Russ Francis, Carter? What's that?
I'd never heard of him.
Okay. Well, Duck fans know about Russ Francis.
You know about Russ?
Yeah, Mr. Francis, Mr. F. Yeah.
Really?
Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets. This is tough for me as a Pats fan and a Ducks fan. I have to root.
As a Pats
I have to root for him.
Well, yeah, as a Pats fan, you'll root for him, but you're still going to win by 40.
Okay, sure. I don't know if I love the fit here in New York for Kenyon Sadiq.
His quarterback's Geno Smith.
The quarterback's Geno Smith. Now we're assuming, hear me out on this, could Dante Moore be going to the Jets next season?
I was going to bring that up.
Could that happen?
It's a possibility.
Could Dante Moore and Kenyon Sadiq team up again?
But if there's someone that's going to screw the Jets out of having the number one, the Raiders had Geno Smith as their quarterback last year. We saw what they did today. They end up with the number one overall pick, and they get Fernando Mendoza. Geno Smith now back in New York with the Jets. Is there a chance they get the number one pick next year? Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
There absolutely
top five somewhere in there. Look, Sadiq didn't exactly have. I think we were all thinking Sadiq was maybe going to break some records.
Yeah, like
before
a Kyle
last season.
Pitts-esque season. And it wasn't
really last season
that.
It wasn't, and you allowed me to blame the OC. That was big of you, by the way.
Yeah.
To let me do that.
I told you to do it.
That was big of you because you could have gone in on Sadiq and a few other position players on Oregon and say they're not what you thought they were, but
and how Oregon really has overrated prospects a lot of the time. I could have said all that.
You could have said it, but you let me blame the OC.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Of course.
That was big.
Will Stein's in Kentucky. Of course he's a scapegoat.
I don't know how this is going to work. I assume okay. Could this be a situation like in Arizona last year with their tight end?
Yes. Yeah, it absolutely could be. Where he just kind of rots Trey McBride.
Trey McBride.
Where he puts up great numbers and they win minimal games.
Win minimal games?
I think.
Yeah. That's kind of the path that I think Jets fans are going to be hoping for.
Yeah, and it's tough because I feel like we say this sentence every other year, but so far it's shaping up to be a good draft for the Jets. You have Kenyon Sadiq. You
got
have
David Bailey.
So
two great players.
Yeah. Do you have a long way to go?
They got the number one edge and the number one tight end.
Yeah.
That's about as good as you can ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Sadiq's size, 6'3", 241, he's not necessarily a run blocker, but I don't think he's scared to get in there and get physical with guys as well. Obviously, he's known for his pass catching ability and athleticism. A lot of people comparing him to Vernon Davis. So we'll see if he can kind of fulfill those shoes as well. This is where I'm really excited in the draft, Kyle. The Lions at 17, they kind of disappointed people last year. They disappointed me.
They did.
I really wanted the Lions to be good. I don't even think they didn't make the playoffs. I'm almost positive. Yeah, they did not.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Campbell.
Yeah.
Isaiah's the number one hater.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, he joined the show. It was about every week or so last year, and he would just hate on Campbell. It kind of rocked. It was kind of awesome.
I think he's awesome. I'm a big fan of Campbell, and I think he does a good job. I think he look what he's done with that organization. He's completely turned it around. So, I get it. Some people don't love how aggressive he is, but I think he's done a really good job with that organization.
Where did the Lions go here? They don't need any help on offense. Pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe they could get an offensive lineman here, but the top prospects are now off the board.
Yeah,
Defense,
I think you both
the secondary
defense. When Aaron Glenn took off for the Jets, they did struggle a little bit to kind of fulfill his shoes, and that defense took a step back last year. So you can go in, you can get an impact guy. Maybe you go get Mesidor from Miami. He's a guy that we saw time and time again last year, especially in the playoffs, come up and make big plays.
Could it be Thieneman here?
It could be. You go get a safety, you go get some big plays.
Could it be back-to-back Ducks taken?
And once again, not necessarily that the Lions need a weapon, but a good wide receiver never hurts, and Mekhi Lemon is still out there. And now this is starting to become a thing.
I don't think they need
where he's just
Lemon.
falling.
Yeah, he is falling.
Anyone had Mekhi Lemon going after Kenyon Sadiq. That was, especially me. I just didn't expect that coming at all.
I still can't believe the Rams took Simpson at 13. That's still mind-blowing. You like the pick? So does Isaiah. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
because this is the year that you can win a Super Bowl.
Right. Maybe
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
maybe they just trust that they're going to be able to get their plug-and-play guys in rounds 2 and 3 rather than someone that you can go get in round 1. But we're going to find out.
There's going to be a lot of upset teams at the back of this first round that we're hoping, or even early second round, that we're hoping to turn around maybe tomorrow, make their pick, and select Ty Simpson. The pick is in for Detroit, number 17. As we are now over halfway done with the NFL first round of the draft. We are here live at the Trophy Club Bar and Grill here in Medford. Happy to have you all aboard. You're listening at 107.9 FM, 1300 AM, and online at the acesportsradio.com. Another bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean,
put it down. Do we have 4?
4.
4. That's actually less than I would have thought.
Yeah, and they're either Hall of Famers or kids.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, and the most egregious was bringing out the Steelers Hall of Famers. Jerome Bettis out in Pittsburgh. No Steelers fan is going to boo him.
No, not at all.
It's that was actually a pretty smart move. I think the Edelman's going in one of these next 3 picks.
Yeah, and here it comes. Pick is on the way. As the anticipation builds.
Lions select Clemson offensive tackle Blake Miller.
Okay, so some help from
offensive
Jared Goff,
line.
Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, I mean, this was, like we've talked about, maybe not the most talented draft, but we knew there was depth and talent at offensive line. The Lions lost some guys to retirement this year. Frank Ragnow, he left.
That was a shocking retirement, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was not expected. So,
32 years old, was he?
I think so. Yeah, he was getting up there, but not necessarily at the age where retirement was guaranteed.
He was 29.
29, yeah.
29 years old.
So, pretty young. And they go and they get a replacement. Obviously, Ragnow's a center. Maybe they have plans to move
6'6", 317. That's a body.
Yeah,
that's a body to throw on the line as we're watching some highlights of.
Yeah, and obviously he's getting a lot of these reps at right tackle, but it seems like a guy you can be able to go move around. Started over 50 games, so he has experience at the position. He's mobile. You see him getting to the second level with his blocking, and because of that, that's a guy for the Lions who like to get their running backs out to the outside and get guys like Jahmyr Gibbs out in space. Miller's a guy who you can go and put in those situations. Yep. You can pull him along the line.
How about Miller's combine stats? This is incredible. 94th percentile broad jump, 94th percentile in bench press, 90th percentile in vert, 96th percentile in wingspan. Had a decent 40-yard dash, 5.04.
Yeah, those are impressive numbers.
Big numbers. I really thought they were going to go defense.
Yeah, I did too. Their defense it took a pretty big step back last year.
A very big step back, you could say. More than just a little. Maybe they try to address that in free agency. The Vikings pick is in right now. Roger Goodell's already up there. They wasted no time.
Yeah, big fan of the pace of it. This has been the best paced draft that I've been a part of. There's not a lot of time between picks.
Yeah. Vikings select defensive lineman Caleb Banks. You never like to see this underneath a name. NFL teams received a letter this week stating that after a CT scan on Tuesday, Banks is on pace to be fully cleared for football activities in early July. Early July, Carter.
Yeah. I mean,
that's still a few months away.
That's, 3 months, I think?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they go and get the fifth-year senior out of Florida this past season. Only played 3 games. So he had 2 solo tackles and 1 tackle for loss. So the numbers aren't crazy. Based off of his playing history, he did play 12 games the past 2 seasons of Florida. Before that, with his time at Louisville, played 1 game his freshman season, 6 games his sophomore year. So obviously health is going to play a factor with Banks. But with his size, he could be a guy
his size is incredible.
The Vikings, where
his height and weight both above the 91st percentile among all offensive linemen. A wingspan in the 99th percentile.
Yeah, and at 6'7", he's only 265, so maybe you do see him bulk up a little bit to be able to match the size of these offensive centers and guards. But with that being said, this is a guy for the Vikings. If he gets healthy, you can plug and play, and he can help kind of be a force on the defensive line.
So Caleb Banks going number 18 to the Minnesota Vikings. This could get interesting here. It's always interesting when Dallas is on the clock.
Yeah,
you never know. Jerry could just do something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
You just never know. Panthers, their pick is already in. Dallas at 20, Pittsburgh at 21. We'll go ahead and step aside and take a break as we are turning the corner here in the 2026 NFL Draft. Panthers on the clock when we come back.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members. When you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford has a large selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. We make it easy to drive home in the new vehicle of your dreams. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents and community members.
what it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM. Happy to have you aboard. Kyle Clements and my co-host Carter Stedman across the bar table from me. Eagles trading with Dallas for that number 20 overall pick. Here is the details to that. Eagles receive 20. Dallas receives 23, 114, and 137. I'm always in favor of those teams moving back and picking up more picks.
Yeah,
because you never know when you might land a sleeper pick
right
in the fourth, fifth round that turns out to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and I really like what Dallas is doing because it's not like they're trading back, 12 to 15 picks. They're trading back. They just switched spots with the Dolphins at 11 and 12. In this trade with Philly, they're only moving from 20 to 23, so they're not moving back that far. They're still able to get a guy they like. And in that, they're picking up a couple picks that they get as well.
Here's the Panthers pick, and it's Monroe Freeling.
Yeah, I like the pick. It's some help for Rico Dowdle and Bryce Young in the backfield. I think this is a big-time move. Anytime you're drafting an offensive lineman that played in the SEC, it tends to go well. So you get a guy from Georgia and Freeling who's experienced. He's played under Kirby Smart for a long time. He went up against some of the best defensive linemen in the country out there playing in SEC territory. I really like this get for the Panthers.
I'm starting to think, Dylan Thieneman, could he fall out of the first round here? Because the teams coming up don't need a safety. They don't need help in the secondary.
No, unless maybe Dallas just
could
wants
somebody
to
trade back in?
Absolutely. There's always a possibility someone could trade back in. Maybe the Eagles, who just had the exciting whites in Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean, maybe they want to go get their new member of the exciting white secondary. Obviously, Blankenship took off. I believe he went to Indianapolis, if I'm not mistaken. And so
Monroe Freeling, check this out. Look at these measurables. He's 6'7", 315.
Yeah.
He ran a 4.9 340. Come on.
Guy can move.
Come on. Wingspan in the 99th percentile at 84 6/8. Broad jump in the 97th percentile. Vertical in the 96th percentile. This guy's a freak of nature.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, for the Panthers,
what a great pick for the Panthers.
And Carolina, an organization that is starting to trend up all of a sudden. Bryce Young's playing good ball. They got some nice pieces at receiver. I think they could improve in that position. They have Rico Dowdle in the backfield. Their defense has made some leaps in the past year or two. And now I think this is going to be an interesting pick. Don't be surprised if it's Makai Lemon.
It is Makai Lemon. Look at Carter. I wasn't sure if your phone is face down, so I know
that was a true prediction, and it's because
fantastic. It's because
AJ Brown's a Patriot.
AJ Brown to the Pats.
AJ Brown.
Is that official?
It's pretty official.
It's pretty official.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
Yeah,
great pick by the Eagles. I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pairing him with Devonta Smith, and you're going to have him on a rookie contract instead of paying AJ Brown a ton of money.
Yeah.
Love the move.
Yeah, it's a good move. And for Philly, you're kind of in this awkward spot where you're going to have to make some tough decisions. Obviously, it seems like they're shipping A.J. Brown off, but you're going to have Jalen Hurts. Is that still going to be your guy? What are you going to do there? Obviously, Saquon Barkley. We know what the lifespan on star running backs are like. And so getting a guy like Makai Lemon who you can put in the slot, he's got some good speed. This allows you to open up your offense a little bit where now you have Devontae Smith on one side, Lemon on the other. Eagles' offense just got a lot faster and hopefully a lot better because for whatever reason,
it stalled.
Like the talent they had
stalled.
last year,
Bad.
Was bad. It was ugly to watch, honestly.
So Makai Lemon to the Philadelphia Eagles, a wide receiver out of USC.
Yeah, I really like that pick. And now,
how in the world did he fall to 20?
I don't know.
That's a bit of a shock as well.
Just looking at some of these names that went before him, and obviously these are great players. There's a reason they went this early in the draft. But Kenyon Sadiq, obviously he's a great tight end.
Yeah.
Didn't see him going before the number one overall wide receiver prospect in Makai Lemon. Jordan Tyson at 8. Carnell Tate at 4. That one still shocking. You just really don't know. And now we're starting to enter the final third of the draft where this is my favorite because usually you get some teams that take a gamble. A lot of these teams might be drafting early in the second round. Some of these teams might not see a pick for a while. And so I'm really excited to see what happens. Obviously, Dallas trades back to 23. The Steelers at 21 heading into today. This was a team that I thought you could have seen Ty Simpson going to at the beginning of the day. Obviously,
sure.
He's going across the country to L.A., and I'm sure this pick is going to take a while because Pittsburgh is hosting the draft. I'm sure Goodell will walk out with a couple Steelers.
Could it be a Team Mesidor here?
Yeah, it absolutely could be. And looking at the Steelers' needs, they need to get younger. That's really the big thing for them. They need an edge rusher, so maybe it is Hakeem Mesidor. Maybe they go get another tight end. I would assume they'd wait on that since Sadiq is out Sadiq has already been drafted. And obviously you need a quarterback. It is safe to say I would be absolutely shocked. I would be jaw on the floor shocked if the Steelers took a quarterback here.
Yeah. Going to best available by quarterback. Here's where we're at. We're at Nussmeier, who, based off the ESPN website at least, has an 87 overall ranking. Carson Beck, Drew Aller, and then you get into your Baron Mortons, your Altmaiers. How bad was Morton against Oregon last year?
Bad.
Horrible.
Couldn't have been worse.
Klubnik is even below him. Joey Aguilar.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia. All these guys are going to have to wait another day, maybe two.
The UConn quarterback in front of Pavia. Wow. I will say, scrolling down this list here, Kyron Drones at number 18. Kyle, we talk a lot about EA, NCAA football.
Yeah.
Guy's a monster. Won a couple
in the game?
Won a couple.
You won a couple
titles.
natties with him.
Yes, with
okay.
Kyron Drones at Va Tech. What's funny, and I think people have forgotten about this recently, a year ago today, this was being viewed as a pretty deep quarterback class. I mean, there's a lot of hype around Nussmeier, Klubnik, even Pavia, Aller.
Dante Moore was kind of expected to come out.
Absolutely. And so what was at one point a really stacked draft class has turned into one that after one pick in Fernando Mendoza, we're questioning when the rest of these guys are going to go.
Makai Lemon saying hello to the Eagles fans on the television here inside the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. The Steelers pick is in. The Chargers pick next. The Chargers are interesting.
Yes.
Where exactly do you see them going?
It
could be a lot of different, because the offensive line, fantastic when healthy.
Yes.
One of the best in the NFL.
You could go interior offensive linemen because you are getting Alton Slater back, but in terms of guards and a center, they were still really bad there.
Yep.
Those were guys that were starting the entire season before there was any injuries.
And the defense isn't bad either.
No, their defense is solid.
Their defense
Maybe
is
you go add a
solid.
guy in the
I'm curious where they go. Could it be Thieneman to the Chargers?
It seems Thieneman and Harbaugh.
Seems like a match made in heaven, right?
Something seems right there. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see that. Cleveland with another pick, and they continue their streak tonight. They went with Spencer Fano at number 9. The Chicago Bears at number 25. What will they do? I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that the Patriots just don't trade their pick. I want us to draft somebody.
Yeah, love to see it. I always hated in the Belichick days when they would trade back.
Yeah, because you'd watch the draft for 2 hours and be like, oh, it's our time, and then
boop,
trade back.
Trade back.
Yeah. I talked to Roman. He said he is recording a show right now, but if Denzel Boston does get drafted, he'd love to hop on, give a draft evaluation.
Okay.
So we could get Roman on the show potentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously the Seahawks wrap things up at 32 for the night, barring any trades. Really interested to see another team to keep an eye on, Kyle, the 49ers at 27. This is a team that has a lot of old bodies on the offense, and they really struggle to stay healthy. Maybe it's because of their practice facility. Maybe it's not. Obviously, they lose Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, we did talk about their practice facility. Yeah. Did you see the videos of Ayuk last season driving the car around the facility?
Yeah, going like 80.
I think he was doing 90.
Yeah.
95.
25.
And was he doing this on Instagram Live?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It kind of rots, but it's very dangerous.
Oh, it's absolutely dangerous. Yeah.
I mean,
would it not? Don't try that at home.
George Kittle gave an interview with Bussin' with the Boys with Taylor Lewan.
Yeah.
And he said they just never heard from him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was one of the rare times where a guy says he's going to hold out and then actually stands on business and holds out.
Steelers pick is in. Terrible towels waving. And Goodell's got more bodyguards. Look at this. Plenty of them this time, about 8 or 9.
Jerome Bettis leading the crowd. And
Jerome Bettis, because they're not going to boo Jerome Bettis, Carter.
No.
This is a perfect play by Goodell here to not get booed.
Yeah, well, even in the ESPN commercial, Mike Greenberg boos him in the commercial. Yeah. So, obviously, it's a common theme. Goodell knows what he's going to get, but finding a way to avoid it in some capacity tonight.
Oh, it was Jalen Polk. That's who I was thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
Best hands in the game.
I could have told you that.
According to him.
Jalen Polk said that.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. Said it at training camp. He saw the best hands in the game. Where is Polk these days, Carter?
He is in New Orleans. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Yep, Jalen Polk, New Orleans Saints receiver.
Rotting away in New Orleans?
Yeah, man. Husky legend. You really hate to see it.
12 catches in his prestigious NFL career. That's what I'm afraid Denzel Boston will be, is Jalen Polk.
No. He's a different receiver.
Okay.
He is.
All right.
He is.
Okay, I'm taking you at face value here, okay?
Ooh, good pick. That's a Steelers pick right there. It makes sense.
Offensive tackle Matt Iheanacho out of Arizona State. Is this the pick?
It is. According to ESPN, it is the official pick.
Okay.
He's a big boy, Kyle. 6'5", 321. He had the second fastest time. He ran a 4.940.
That's incredible.
So, and, usually these guys that are getting drafted to, the National Football League, been playing football for a long time. Iheanacho started playing football at junior college before enrolling at Arizona State.
Didn't play in high school.
Didn't play in high school.
Wow.
Didn't play in middle school. So, new to football, obviously a high ceiling comes with that. You go from never playing to being a first-round draft pick. He's a physical guy. He's big. And the Steelers probably still don't know what they're doing at quarterback. But if you can get a guy at the very least to protect your quarterback, that's never a bad start.
Chargers on the clock here at 22. Dallas behind them at 23. The Browns at 24. Akeem Mesidor still just floating around.
Yeah, and I will say, a year ago the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons. Wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get Mesidor, maybe try and replace him in some capacity.
Mesidor had 12.5 sacks last year.
Yeah.
And that was with Ruben Bain 5 feet away from him.
Yeah, that's over a sack a game.
That's over a sack a game. So Iheanacho are off the board. Let's go to the best available, Carter.
Yeah, let's do it.
Best available right now, I'm seeing Jermod McCoy.
Yeah.
There's Akeem Mesidor, and there's Dylan Thieneman back to back to back. 3 guys I think should go off the board here early. Now, Omar Cooper Jr. and Denzel Boston could take priority if a team has a need at wide receiver.
Right.
Peter Woods out of Clemson. I'm a little shocked he's still hanging around.
Yeah, and also, shout out, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, representing the G5 from Toledo. Come
as
on now.
the 4th best available.
Yeah, and
safety.
I've seen
behind
some film of
Thieneman.
this guy.
Have you?
He's filthy.
Does he rock?
He is like if Belichick was still coaching the Patriots, I can almost guarantee you we would have taken him.
Okay.
We would have traded back. We would have had the 4th pick tomorrow in the 2nd round, and we would have drafted Emmanuel McNeil Warren. But good pickup for the Steelers at 21. We officially have, 10 picks left in the draft?
Yeah.
The Chargers pick is now
Chargers pick is in with Cowboys behind, the Browns behind them.
I will say,
yeah, go ahead.
I love now at the bottom, instead of being the Schefter alert, it's just something we all know. It's now, it gives you some reasoning of why they made the pick.
Yeah.
Good work,
I like
ESPN.
that. Good work,
Stepping it up
ESPN.
with the draft coverage.
I'm liking the broadcast.
Yes.
We're moving at a nice pace.
Yes.
Look at
the
this.
draft started at 5. It is 7. But
well, look at all the Steelers fans heading out.
Oh, yeah.
Made
that's
their
right
pick.
to go.
Made their pick, and they're out.
They're gone. It would be funny if they traded back into
everyone tries to get back in.
Yeah.
it's like when fans leave a game and then the team comes back. They're trying to get back in. Chargers on the clock. Their pick is in. I believe this is Goodell.
This could also be Denzel Boston territory.
Could it?
I think it could.
Okay. Did you get intel?
I didn't.
I
didn't get intel.
I need you to start sharing if you got intel.
If I had it, I'd share.
Okay.
Oh, it's not.
Okay. Chargers pick is in at number 22.
And it is
Akeem Mesidor. I was curious why this guy was still on the board.
I know. Yeah, this guy is an absolute monster as we pull up his stats here.
63 total tackles last year, 38 of them solo. The big number that jumps out to you, 12.5 sacks, a number that's going to fly under the radar, 4 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
4 forced fumbles.
Yeah, to go along with 4 pass deflections. No, that was in his junior year. So, and this guy, he played college football for a long time. He was a 6th-year senior at Miami. Spent 2 years
played
in Morgantown.
Yeah, he played in 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25.
Yeah, so he's got experience. He is a little bit older, but, I mean, you're still getting...
It's not a bad thing.
No, and I get it. Like, you want to draft a younger guy because they have more potential, but there's nothing wrong with drafting a guy who's been playing football for a long time. That is not a knock at all as we see the highlight tape of Mesidor. He's nasty, dude. You mentioned the 12.5 sacks. He had 52.5 total tackles for loss in his career.
How many would he have had if Ruben Bain wasn't 5 feet away from him?
He would have had...
He probably would have had 16 or 17.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it was the same thing with the Ohio State guys with Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles. They kind of, as good as their stats are, they're almost taking away food off of each other's plate because of how talented they are. The same situation here with Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain.
Cowboys taking their time with their pick. We'll step aside. You are listening to Tee It Up Southern Oregon, live coverage of the 2026 NFL Draft, live from the Trophy Club Bar and Grill here in Medford.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes, parents,
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM. You are listening to Tee It Up Southern Oregon live from the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. Kyle Clements here with Carter Sedman. I've had so much Sprite, dude.
Yeah,
have you been seeing how many things of Sprite I've had?
I have. I haven't been keeping count.
I think I'm on glass number 5 for Sprite drink.
Big dog's got to eat.
Thank you. I like that.
I got your back.
Yeah, dude.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah. This is. I'm just pounding them.
They're so good.
They are.
Really
a good Sprite, nothing like it. All right, let's go to Best Available. We are covering the 2026 NFL Draft live here from the Trophy Club Bar and Grill. And look at who's number 1 on Mel Kiper Jr.'s board, Dylan Thieneman. We will see if he is picked. This could be anything here. This could be Denzel Boston.
Yeah, we're getting into the territory, especially with the Cowboys and the Browns, who are making their second pick, where now you're kind of getting into a different sort of territory. You're not getting your first need. You're maybe adding depth to a position. Still, you're going to get a guy that you want to be a starter coming into the season, but maybe not as big of a need necessarily.
Pickens signing the franchise tag makes no sense anymore.
Yeah.
I don't understand the timing of it if they're not trading him. Unless they're holding on to him to trade back into the first round after this pick. Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher out of UCF. On Best Available, where's Malachi Lawrence? Go ahead and stroll for me, Carter.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him anywhere on this board. He was not someone that
I found him. No, sorry, I didn't. Different last name, same Malachi.
Well, either way, he's going at 23 to Dallas. He was ranked 9th at his position, the 54 ranked overall prospect. So
wow,
not expected.
Wow,
to be
another bit of a reach. 6'4", 253 pounds. Played at UCF. Carter, his measurables. He's in the 16th percentile for weight, 51st percentile for arm length, 54th percentile for height. His 40-yard dash, however, 4.5.
Ooh, he's got some wheels.
Carter, that's faster than me. We timed my 40-yard dash at the station. Was it 5.08?
I think it was 5.8. I think it was.
It was not 5. Was it 5.48?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. 5.4. It was 5.4.
No, don't just say that to appease me.
It was in the mid 5s. It was somewhere.
It was mid 5s.
5.4, 5.5. It was something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a respectable time.
Also unofficial because
yeah. Also, it could have been 35
when
yards.
we went out of the studio, I'm like, all right, just whatever you think 40 yards is, and you just trot it down, and you're like, yeah, this looks right. Which I mean, you have a good eye for it. You run track.
Right. It could have been, who knows? It could have been 43 yards. It could have been 34 yards.
Well, imagine it was more than 40. I don't think it was, though.
I don't think it was.
I think
I'm glad you said that, because I wasn't going to.
Yeah, no, I don't think, if anything, I think we were at like 35, 36.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
The Browns pick is in here at 24, Chicago at 25, Buffalo at 26.
Yeah. Yeah, Malachi Lawrence, I just want to touch on him for a second. He had 11 tackles for loss this season, 7 sacks on the year, 20 sacks in his 4-year career with the Golden Knights, I do believe, of UCF. So, and 17 solo tackles this year, and 28 total. So not a bad year at all for the edge rusher out of UCF.
Yeah.
But just didn't expect him to go that high. I don't think really anyone did. And obviously we know after trading Micah Parsons, the Cowboys need someone on the edge rusher that can be a presence there.
Here's what Mel Kiper said about him, Carter. And we have to take this with a grain of salt because Mel Kiper also thought Shedeur Sanders was one of the best
Was Christ himself.
Yeah. Here's what Mel Kiper Jr. said about Malachi Lawrence.
Okay.
Run defense is a very real concern. Gets washed out of his gap regularly.
Oh, no.
Struggles to anchor when offensive linemen get into his chest.
No.
Missed tackle rate is too high. Light frame raises questions about NFL body. Assignment discipline lapses show up constantly on tape, particularly against misdirection and play action.
Damn. Where'd you get that from?
Oh, boy. That's on NFL Draft Buzz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's tough.
That's scathing.
That's tough.
That's now.
You said NFL Draft.
NFL Draft Buzz. This is kind of Mel Kiper's little side deal that he contributes to.
Got you. Yeah. Well, I was reading his ESPN evaluation, and it has,
is it just as bad?
It's not. Well, it's more positive.
Okay.
But some of the words.
So I didn't read any of the positives yet. But you go ahead.
Okay. High motor edge rusher with the length to get into the blocker's chest, and he plays with active hands to keep offensive linemen from locking onto him.
Okay.
Very good fluidity, ability to bend and dip while continuing his forward momentum, and slipping past blocks.
All right, get to the. Come on. You know what we want.
He has the quickness to shoot inside gaps at the snap and execute. Against the run, Lawrence can stack and at times overpower tight ends, not linemen. He closes well in pursuit and has the quickness to make plays. The tone of this little, and it's 5 to 7 sentences.
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not great.
Is there any negatives to that?
There's not, unfortunately.
That is really unfortunate.
It is.
The Browns pick is in at number 24. We are, dare I say, is this going to be one of the fastest?
It could be.
NFL drafts in recent memory? Could it be Dylan Thieneman here to the Cleveland Browns?
I do believe.
Could it be look at Mel's best available? Thieneman, and then right behind Denzel Boston, your guy.
Come on now. Yeah, but the Browns, I mean, they're just one of those teams. They could kind of use a little bit of everything, right? They do have Grant Delpit in the secondary back there at safety, so that'd make me think probably not Thieneman. They could use a receiver opposite of Jerry Jeudy, maybe.
Yeah.
They could also use, I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
They did get their offensive lineman.
The offensive line was bad this year. I believe, actually, the league's worst.
Also,
few of their picks from last year.
Quarterback room.
Very bad quarterback room. They got Mason Graham last year on the defensive line.
Yeah, he was a solid pickup.
He was a solid pickup. The Judkins pick still yet to be seen if that's going to pan out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Judkins is going to be a nice piece for them.
Here comes Roger Goodell.
Got to get a quarterback.
I kind of feel like it's going to be Denzel Boston here.
We could.
Are you getting intel, yes or no?
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't want it to be Denzel. I don't want him to go to Cleveland. It's like Kenyon Sadiq going to the Jets. You just hate to see it.
Yeah. Goodell, here we go. The picks in. Casey Concepcion, wide receiver out of A&M.
Wow.
So they skip past Boston
They do.
to take Casey Concepcion.
And that's why the Browns will never, ever win anything.
Okay.
Ever.
Are you
A little salty.
Okay.
But whatever, dude. We'll keep it moving.
Okay. Casey Concepcion, 6 foot, 196. Any wide receivers that are under 6'1", I instantly...
It's tough.
Alarms go off in my head. I can't help it.
Yeah.
A 4.4 40 time. So, a little...
Yeah.
A little less than what you would have wanted out of a 40 time with a 4.46 from a wide receiver.
Yeah, and only being 6 foot 196, this is a guy that's probably going to have to bulk up. He does have elite speed. That Texas A&M receiving room, along with him and Mario Craver, one of the best in the country, led by Marcel Reed at the quarterback position. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice pick for Cleveland. I think they needed another receiver opposite
they definitely
Judy.
did.
With that being said, Judy's a little bit of a different guy. He's kind of a deep ball threat,
more possession based.
Yes. This is kind of the opposite with Casey Concepcion. You're getting a guy who wants to get out in space. The problem is we don't know who's going to be throwing him the ball. Is it Deshaun Watson? Is it Shedeur?
I don't think it matters.
I don't think
you could put
either.
any three of them in there.
I think Watson's the safest option because he has at least shown at one point he's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback.
Yeah, we're going on a few years removed now.
Now, if he ever gets to that level again, is yet to be.
I think their best bet is to run back Shedeur.
I do too. I can get behind that.
I think that's going to be their best bet. Look at that. So they go offense, first 2 picks. Spencer Fano, I love that pick.
Yeah, I do too.
And Casey Concepcion. And they picked up I believe it was a 3rd-round pick from the Kansas City Chiefs for moving back those 3 spots.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they might have got 2 picks. I think they might have got a 3rd and a 5th.
3rd and a 5th.
And now it brings up a team that is super exciting, the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to ask again, is Thieneman going to fall out of the first round?
I mean, we are running out of
We're running out of
real
picks
estate.
now.
Yeah,
7 picks left.
I mean, he could be the last pick in the NFL draft, or
of the first round.
Yes,
by Seattle.
Yeah, because they did lose some guys in their secondary. Obviously,
that would be a bit of a steal for Seattle to go get Thieneman at 32.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then obviously,
I don't think the Bears take Boston here. I think their wide receiver room is probably fine as is. Buffalo could be interesting. San Fran could be interesting. There's some teams coming up that
San Francisco, it does seem like a good fit for Denzel Boston.
Sounds like a good fit for Boston.
I mean, yeah, maybe, probably not the Texans. They have a pretty solid
Let's go to the best available right now. As it stands, as of right now,
Akeem Mesidor is still on my board for some reason, and he definitely...
Jermod McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee. Dylan Thieneman, there's your guy, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. We're going to have to, you know what? I'm going to have to run a franchise mode with Toledo just to see what this guy's got.
He's about it. He's
what this guy's got.
He's nice, man.
Denzel Boston at number 5. Omar Cooper Jr. A lot of people thought Omar in the first round, and I'm a bit surprised. The discrepancy between Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper Jr.
Yeah.
Didn't it seem like Surratt came up in bigger times last year, a
I
little
thought
more
so
in
too.
clutch moments?
I mean, obviously, Omar Cooper Jr.
Was Surratt the one who caught the touchdown against Oregon in the corner of the end zone? I think last touchdown of the game at Autzen?
Yes.
That was him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible route he ran.
Yeah, it felt like he was kind of their number 1 throughout the majority of the year.
Yeah, and Omar was the number 2.
Yeah, well, he might have even been number 3 behind our guy, Charlie B. from Nashville, Tennessee, who is returning to the Hoosiers this year. But yeah, I do think throughout the year, Cooper Jr. did kind of position himself in a better spot. He, was kind of buried on the depth chart a little bit at the beginning of the year in that wide receiver room. And obviously worked his way through that, became a super reliable option for Mendoza throughout the season. But it does surprise me to not see Surratt anywhere.
Elijah Surratt, 65 receptions, 830 yards, 15 touchdowns. Omar Cooper, 69 receptions, 937 yards, 13 touchdowns. So Surratt found the end zone 2 more times than Cooper did. Surratt averaged 12.8 yards per reception. Cooper, 13.6. Yeah. In a commercial break right now here in the Trophy Club, the Bears on the clock at 25, followed by Buffalo, with the Niners right behind. It kind of seems like these teams outside of... So I heard something this morning that if the Patriots pick at number 31 and they select a player, that Vrabel has to give a conference of some kind. He has to speak to the press. I think he's obligated to.
Tonight?
Yes. So that led a lot of people to believe they were going to trade back to prevent Vrabel from speaking. But you can't trade back just because you don't want your head coach to catch heat.
Yeah, and he already spoke to the media today.
And he spoke to the media earlier today.
Have you seen anything from that press conference? I haven't seen.
No, I think he said that he's
kind of just repeated what he said the other day.
He just repeated it. He just said he needs to be with his family. And look, it's a real scumbag move from Vrabes. I mean, if you haven't, for those listening, if you have not seen these pictures of Vrabel and Diana Rossini, they're damning to an extent that's like, yep, he cheated on his wife. They are very damning. Yeah. It's dating back now 6 years. The new pictures came out on the New York Post this morning of them in a bar together 6 years ago.
Yeah, that was kind of the...
That was the one that really, I think... So, Carter, let me ask. The last time we talked about Mike Vrabel, as the Bears pick is officially in, the last time we talked about Mike Vrabel, I asked you what's going to happen. Either nothing, do the Patriots fine him, send him to therapy? Could it get worse? Because this has been now, I think, a week and a half apart of pictures. Whoever's got these pictures may be sitting on more.
Yeah, I mean, especially as more information comes out, it seems like it's just getting worse and worse. I don't think anything's going to happen to Vrabel necessarily, which, people's opinion on that is going to vary. But I think, he's just going to have to rebuild the trust of the locker room and obviously his family.
There he goes. Dylan Thiedemann
goes off the
safety
board.
Out of Oregon, going to Chicago.
Yeah, not a stranger to cold weather. Played in the Big Ten at Minnesota and then obviously at Oregon.
Purdue,
excuse me.
Yep.
I'm thinking of Coy Parrish, who is now at Oregon. This is a big-time get. I mean, Thiedemann, he's a guy that is super athletic. He's a ball hawk and not afraid to get physical either.
So Thiedemann's numbers last year actually a little less than what you would have kind of thought that he would have put up, but made up for it in the combine. I'm going to pull up his combine. It was incredible. So here's what he's got in the combine: a 4.35 40-yard dash, 98th percentile, a vertical jump of 41. And is that in centimeters? It's got to be inches, correct?
Inches.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep putting the CM next to the 41. So a 97th percentile on the vert. The wingspan in a 78th percentile, 77 and 6/8. The height is not great, just at 6 foot. Here's what Thiedemann did last year: 44 solo tackles, had 2 interceptions, 5 pass deflections. Benefited a little bit, Carter, from the defensive line and the linebackers such as Bryce Betcher kind of applying pressure, making people throw up ducks. But Thiedemann did come up big against Penn State in Happy Valley, and the Ducks win over the Nittany Lions. He sealed the game-winning interception. Thiedemann goes to the Chicago Bears. So both Oregon Ducks now off the board. What do you make of the pick?
I like it, especially for the Bears. I mean, you look at this team last year, they were a game away from going to the NFC Championship game. They took the Rams to overtime. Obviously, Caleb Williams throws that interception, not really his fault. But that's neither here nor there. I think for the Bears, you have to continue to bolster this defense. You know your offense is pretty much set in stone. And obviously getting Thiedemann, a guy who can do a little bit of everything at safety. He is a bit undersized at 6'2",
Yeah,
I expect him to bulk up. But with that being said, I think this is a good get. And at the worst, you're going to get a serviceable safety, and that's never a bad thing for an NFL team.
That brings up the Houston Texans on the clock. A team that...
And they moved up. This was supposed to be Buffalo.
This was supposed to be Buffalo. Texans get pick number 26 and 91 from the Bills. Buffalo gets 28, 69, and 167. And the Niners now attempting to move out of pick number 27. I wonder if... I'm curious if Buffalo or the Niners wanted Thiedemann. What are you chuckling about over there?
They just on the Thiedemann.
What are you chuckling
about? On the highlight
about?
reel, they had a lot of plays from, of course, the Washington-Oregon game. And, just tough. It's tough luck.
Was that tough to watch? You know what's funny?
Yeah,
you know what's funny?
It really pissed me off.
I still don't watch any highlights or anything from the 2 games of that season. Both the
3.
What was 2 in one season?
Yeah, we beat you twice.
In one season.
Yeah.
The game in Seattle, 36-33 on the missed kick.
Yeah.
And then the Big Ten championship game, which might have been the same score, 36-33 or 33.
Pac-12 championship.
33-30 in the in the Pac-12 championship game.
Yes, of
I still won't watch a single second of those.
No, I won't.
If something comes up on, like if I'm scrolling, no thanks.
No, gone.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that.
No.
So that is funny that they they use some highlights from that game.
It's tough.
Houston at 26.
Yeah, I mean,
and look at this: did Houston keep?
They kept.
Is
seems
Houston?
like they maybe haven't updated
Is this a
it
glitch?
yet, because the trade said that Buffalo was getting 28. But yeah, looking at their needs for the Houston Texans, they need to bolster their offensive line. That's got to happen. They need some guards. They need some centers.
It was bad last year.
We saw what happened.
We saw what happened against the Patriots.
We saw what happened. And
Yeah.
as much as you can blame C.J. Stroud, rightfully so, that offensive line room needs some help. Absolutely. They got to be able to protect Stroud. I expect them to go offensive line here, which has been a common theme in this first round. They could maybe go something on the defense, but that defense was really good last year. I don't really think that's some super glaring need for the Texans. I would expect them to bolster their offense.
Look at this, Goodell already out. And as of right now, Houston still
with 28.
Maybe still with 28. Pick number 26. Could Houston go Boston here? Keelan Rutledge, guard out of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about that. You got to bolster the offensive line. You get a guy here from Georgia Tech and Keelan Rutledge. Yeah, I like the pick. I mean, 6'3", 316. That's a big body there on the interior.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now if he's going to be good or not. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to his Instagram. If I see a picture of him hunting,
yeah,
we'll know. So give me a second. Oh, he's got a nickname on there, Big Red. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm already on board. I just got to find a picture of him hunting. I don't see one. It's all photos of him playing ball, but that's okay.
That's all we need.
Big Red is enough.
Yeah,
the fact that he's got a nickname, Big Red. Yeah, I'm sold. I'm in.
Got some more news from you for you from Shefty. Dylan Thieneman to Chicago. The first time the Bears have used a first-round pick on a defensive player since 2018 when they selected Roquan Smith.
Wow.
And then some more trade news. The Dolphins have traded up to the number as we see it right now, 27, which was San Francisco's pick. The Niners will get picks 30 and 90. So the Niners move back a couple spots and add a third-round pick to their draft total. So, yeah, I mean, with Miami here, you still got to address some key areas. You kind of have your offense figured out. This could also be Denzel Boston territory. They lost Jalen Waddle. They traded him off to Denver. You get Malik Willis. You have your running backs. And so you might need to go get a pass catcher. And depending on what happens with Tyreek Hill, I would assume he's still going to miss some time. Then you can go get your new deep ball guy in Denzel Boston.
So the Dolphins pick here at 27, Buffalo at 28. It finally did update. Kansas City at number 29. And I'm trying to see where Kansas City got that 29th pick. Best available on Mel Kiper Jr.'s board, Carter. Denzel Boston, number 1. Zion Young, edge out of Mizzou at 2. Caleb Lomu, offensive tackle from Utah at 3.
Yeah, I did some research, Kyle. The Chiefs got the 29th pick from the Rams in the Trent McDuffie
Oh, yes.
deal.
Thank you.
So, and not related to the NFL draft, but some NBA scores from the playoffs today.
Oh.
Some big-time wins.
You're going to update us on some scores? Let's go.
Raptors, first game in Toronto, get a win.
Okay.
Move the series to 2-1. The New York Knicks are down 2-1 to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yep.
C.J. McCollum, game winner with 12 seconds remaining
Wow.
in Atlanta. I've been to the Hawks arena, not inside, but I've seen it.
Okay.
So bad. One of the most aesthetically disappointing. It looks like a Home Depot.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and look this up.
It's down the road from Mercedes-Benz, or across the street from Mercedes-Benz, so that doesn't help its cause.
The State Farm Arena.
It's not great because on one side of the street you have this enormous building that is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It looks like a spaceship.
Yeah.
And then you just have this super small.
Oh, this is bad.
It's not
Carter,
good.
I'm looking at a picture now. The arena was originally laid out in an unusual manner. Yeah, that makes sense. Only holds 16K. Used to be the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, well, I'll show you some pictures. So for reference, here's Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
It's huge. It looks like a spaceship. Home
Yep.
of the Falcons. And this building right
Oh,
here,
boy.
that's the arena.
That's an eyesore.
It's bad.
That's tough.
It's not great.
Tough to get up and go play a game in that arena.
For sure. I will say we spent a half a day in Atlanta.
Yeah.
One of my favorite cities.
Okay.
Maybe second to Seattle.
Big Atlanta guy.
Love the Big A.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
I wasn't there long enough to not like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Which is how I like to do big cities. I like to be there long enough to not like it.
Yeah.
That's why I love Seattle, because I'm
Yeah.
never there long enough to hate
Atlanta 1-1 on your draft board. Yeah?
it. 2.
Oh.
Seattle 1-1.
Okay. The pick is in for Miami. They're
Is it
selecting
Denzel Boston time? Could it be?
Again, I have to ask, are you getting intel here?
I'm not.
Okay.
I wish I was. But
Is our guy Roman Tomashov?
I think Roman is recording. He had to go to spring ball.
Yeah.
Today, so.
He's got to go check in on the ongoings of the Washington Huskies.
Absolutely.
Roman was a good guest.
He's
loved,
awesome.
loved having him on.
It would.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we can do this at the station, but if we could get like you and Brian Gregg on one end, me and Roman on the other.
Oh.
Get him on the phone.
Dutch versus Huskies.
Could be awesome.
That could be fun.
The pick is in.
Here comes Goodell. No bodyguards again. You know what? He's getting a pass.
He is.
He's gone quite a bit without a bodyguard. I'm okay with him.
Well, it's the later rounds. I think a lot of people probably left, so you're probably able to get away with it.
Here's the Dolphins at 27. Who will they select? And it is Chris Johnson, cornerback out of San Diego State University. Johnson stands at 6 foot 193. Out of East Vale, California. Had good measurables at the combine. A 4.4 40-yard dash. Johnson was the Mountain West Co-Defensive Player of the Year in 2025. Earned AP Second Team All-American honors. And was in the semifinal round for the Jim Thorpe Award. 44 solo tackles, 4 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, and a forced fumble.
Yeah, and 2 pick sixes on the year.
And 2 pick sixes on the year.
This guy's a ball hawk, as we can see here in some of his film. I mean, listen, a guy from San Diego State, for the most part, usually is not going to be someone who you hear a lot of hype about coming into the draft, but obviously looking at his measurables, looking at the stats that he's put up. Now, granted, it is the Mountain West, but with that being said...
The Bills trading this pick.
Yeah, they are.
To New England.
Patriots.
To the Pats. Pats are moving up. How many spots is that? 3, 4?
They were picking at 31.
Don't tell me this
Now we're at
is
28.
going to be... oh, no.
And all of a sudden...
I have a feeling this is Denzel Boston. I have a feeling this is going to be Denzel Boston.
Well, I think it could be, and here's why. Not only am I praying, I prayed this morning that we draft Denzel Boston.
Yeah.
When you look at Kansas City and San Fran, 2 teams, maybe not as much Kansas City, but San Francisco could definitely benefit from a receiver. So with New England moving up, that might be something to look out for.
Now with the A.J. Brown news, potentially him coming in.
And some rumors that we're shopping Kayshon Boutte, which makes me sad, but I mean, listen, dude, if you get A.J. Brown in the building, you get Romeo Doubs in the building, there's only one ball. So.
Pat's pass rush last year was really, really miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Could they go Peter Woods, defensive tackle out of Clemson? Could they go Caden McDonald, defensive tackle out of Ohio State? Keldrick Falk, edge rusher?
Yeah, and they did bolster that pass rush a little bit in free agency. Went out and got some guys here as I look up their free agency list. You get KJ Britt, the linebacker. You get Kevin Byard in free agency. I love that signing.
Here's Goodell announcing the Patriots pick.
And then Draymond Jones from Baltimore. And the anticipation awaits as America's franchise picks.
Okay. And it is
Caleb
Caleb
Lomu.
Lomu, offensive tackle out of...
An offensive tackle?
Holy.
Could Will Campbell be on the move?
Oh, my.
And I don't mean on the move to a different team, but I mean on along
in the offensive line. Yeah, I think so. Wow. Caleb Lomu taken, and the Pats moved up for him.
They did.
The Pats moved up for him. I think Campbell's on the move. I think
the guard?
I think Vrabel probably saw what he needed to see in the Super Bowl, and that was him getting destroyed.
Yeah, it was bad. The playoffs were bad.
They were really bad.
Yeah, and listen, he was a rookie, and I went to bat for him time and time again on the radio. But at some point, if you want to get now, what I just saw there, you missed it.
Okay. What did you see?
Lomu showing off the dance moves.
They were not good. That's fine. Good. You don't want an offensive tackle who knows how to dance.
I know, but it wasn't even like a dance. I might have to try and pull this up.
I'm going to go ahead and, as I do for all offensive linemen who get drafted, hey, we're going to take a look and see if he has any hunting photos on the IG.
Yeah, looking at his measurables, he's 6'6", 313, so a big body there outside. Hands, 9.5 inches. Couldn't tell you what that means or why that matters. His bench, he did 225 for 25 reps.
I love this, though. Grilling up steaks.
Yes.
That's
awesome.
I'm in. I saw enough.
He was married this past March, as they showed on ESPN.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you the dance moves here in a second.
Is this from the wedding?
No, this is...
Okay. Okay. The Chiefs pick is in at 29.
Man, I really wanted Denzel Boston. I was so excited. I thought for sure.
Do you think Denzel would have done a dance move like that?
No.
Yeah, that's not in his bag?
No.
You don't think so? Okay.
Absolutely not.
I don't know. Chiefs pick is in at 29. Here we go. This is for the trade with the Rams.
Yes.
Where the Chiefs sent
Trent McDuffie
over to Los Angeles. This kind of seems like a spot for Denzel Boston. The Chiefs need help.
We've been saying that.
They need help everywhere.
But yeah, I mean,
Boston's kind of in danger of falling out of the first round here, depending on who's picking after.
Yeah, no, he absolutely is. Yeah, we got, 3-4 picks left? And then looking at tomorrow, I mean, there's a lot of teams that could use Denzel Boston early in the second round. The Jets pick first, followed by the Cardinals and the Titans. The Raiders will pick it fourth in the second round, followed by the New York Giants. So a lot of teams that are going to need a receiver. I would expect Denzel Boston to go.
Those dance moves are still bothering me.
That was bad, and you didn't see it the first time, and you went from loving the pick to now you're a little hesitant.
I love the grilling the steaks. Grilling the steaks is what you want out of you. You want your offensive lineman on the grill.
Absolutely.
You want him to be able to man the grill.
Yes, and it seems like he can do that.
The dance moves.
Bad.
Really
bad. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Really bad. I mean, to the point where we were laughing and not saying anything.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Not good.
The Chiefs pick is in at number 29. I mean, holy man.
6'6", 313. That is a big boy on the offensive line. Caleb Lomu.
Yeah.
Lomu. Yeah, that will be interesting to see what happens now between him and Will Campbell, because the Patriots did lose their starting center this year. And Garrett Bradbury, he took off elsewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's with the Chicago Bears. So they'll have some moves to make. Obviously, it's a good problem to have if you have, two good tackles and room for one.
Yeah.
But if Will Campbell can develop, hopefully get moved somewhere where he's just a little bit more comfortable, then the Patriots should be set on the offensive line.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
Parents,
community members.
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Welcome back, 107.9 FM, 1300 AM. The Chiefs pick is in at number 29. San Francisco at 30, Buffalo at 31. Roger Goodell trots up. And here's the Kansas City pick.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's Keldrick Falk either out of Auburn.
Could go anywhere here. It is Peter Woods out of Clemson, a name that I've said a little bit on this show so far. Really like the pick. Number 2 position rank according to ESPN.
Yeah, and this is a guy that, spent some time at Clemson and was an absolute wrecking ball on that defensive line. 3 years for the Tigers, totaled 84 combined sacks, 14.5 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks to go with that, and also 84 total tackles.
Over 1,200 defensive snaps.
Yeah, and 2 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
So,
how about his 40-yard dash time? You ready for this? 4.7.
Wow. Just wheels.
That's got him in the 98th percentile.
Yeah.
1.67 in the 10-yard. San Francisco trades their pick to the Jets.
The Jets
third
3 first-round pick.
With their 3rd first-round pick. What could the Jets be thinking here? Jets grabbed David Bailey. They grabbed Kenyon Sadiq. Who do they go here with here at 30? Buffalo 31, Seattle 32.
And the 49ers will get number 33 and 179. So the Jets being pretty active today, rightfully so. Need a lot of talent. They got their tight end.
I love this move by the Jets.
Yeah,
when bad franchises just do what the Cardinals did today, where you get a running back and then you don't do anything the rest of the day. At least the Jets are putting something together
They're
here.
trying.
At least they're putting something together. 3 first-round draft picks is very solid for New York.
Yeah.
I'm curious who they go here. I think they'll stay away from wide receiver.
Yeah,
I would imagine they go something in the trenches.
Yeah, and I love this draft for Kansas City. You could have went flashy. You could have went and got a big-time skill guy, but Mahomes is coming back. You'll get your run game squared away with Kenneth Walker. You have some productive receivers. You just got to get them to stay healthy, stay out of trouble, and hold on to the freaking football.
Corner and a D tackle.
You get a corner and a D tackle, and I think you're good to go there.
Your guy is now up on Mel's best available.
And especially with the Garrett Wilson rumors that have been kind of swirling over the past year or so, whether or not he's unhappy in New York. Maybe this helps the Jets. You go and get another wide receiver. They still don't have a quarterback. I mean, they have Geno Smith. Obviously, he's a rental for the year. But if you can build an offense, then you can go plug and play a Dante Moore and Arch Manning. Then who knows? Maybe the Jets will be set up for success.
Could they be thinking linebacker here? Could they be thinking secondary? Offensive line, we'll see. Here's Goodell at the podium. Again, no bodyguards. Shout out to Goodell for this. Well done. Take the booze. And they select Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana. Omar Cooper Jr. Denzel Boston is in danger of falling out. I'm kidding, Carter. I'm kidding. Omar Cooper Jr. Don't love the pick for New York.
Yeah.
Don't love the pick. Love the player. Don't love the fit.
I mean, it's going to be tough for any pass catcher to play in New York. But obviously, it's pretty apparent what the Jets wanted to take care of today. They wanted pass catchers.
Yeah.
You got Kenyon Sadiq.
I think their plan is to get a quarterback in next year's draft.
You're right.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
with Arch and Dante coming back?
Yeah, and as we see, this was hands down the greatest catch of last year.
It was incredible.
That play live. Absolutely insane. Looking at Omar Cooper Jr.'s stats on the season, 937 yards receiving, very, very close to a 1,000-yard season. averaged 13.6 yards per catch, 13 touchdowns. And so, yeah, that's his stat line for the season. As for his career, spent 4 years at Indiana. I mean, what a turnaround. He was there when they were the dumps.
He was there when they were bad.
Left as a national champion. Very impressive stats. Put up nearly 2,000 yards in his career, so that shows you how much he did in his senior season there in Bloomington. So obviously the Jets, whether you like it or not, they're going to go rack up some guys off offensively. I thought they would be a little bit more focused on the defensive side of the ball just because with Aaron Glenn probably heading to a make-it-break-it season. But obviously this was the guy they wanted, and they went out and got him.
Omar Cooper Jr. taken 30 overall in the first round. And if the Jets are playing the long game here, it's a fantastic pick.
Yes.
All right, because if they're focused on quarterback for next season, that's a fantastic pick. Look at that. David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr.
Yeah.
That's 3 studs right there.
And all guys were in the college football playoff last
That's
week.
a really good draft by the Jets when all is said and done. The fit with Sadiq and Cooper, it just goes back to who's throwing the football, right? If it's Geno Smith, you're going to lose a lot of games, but maybe that's what they want.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe that's the plan. And then you turn around and get Arch Manning or Dante Moore early next season.
Well, and maybe even if they, let's say they end up with the 7th or the 8th pick and they don't love the quarterback class, if you line up your cap space, right, because all those guys that they just showed are going to be on rookie deals, that allows you to go spend some money on a big-time game. We know they moved off of Sauce Gardner this past year, shipped him off to the Colts. And so
Garrett Wilson probably on the move, I would imagine.
That opens up some cap space as well. Maybe you go try and land a big-time quarterback.
The Bills, the pick is already in. We are 2 picks. We have 2 picks remaining here in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft.
I believe it will be the Titans pick now.
Trade alert. Titans moving back in.
I like it.
And the Bills have traded out of this pick quite a bit. They're stockpiling picks.
Now,
I would love to get details here.
I wouldn't necessarily like the move for Tennessee because you already drafted a receiver, but do you just try and stock up at receiver? If you want to go get Denzel Boston, I would be absolutely shocked if they did that. But maybe that's something on the table for Robert Saleh. I mean, you need a lot. So I would assume you go get someone on the defensive side, especially considering Saleh's defensive background. But once again, a team that needs a lot of help in being aggressive in the first round. Can't blame them there.
The Jets will have 3 first-round picks again next season.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's a big time, and who knows? Maybe the Jets are trending upwards, which is a crazy thing to say, of course. But once again, you just really never know. And in that trade with the Niners moving back, they will have the first pick in tomorrow's second round. So, good move for the Niners, and it could be a situation.
I love having the first early picks in the second round because you can spend the whole night thinking about it, right? You can go over some last-minute tape and really hone in and find your guy.
Yeah, not only that, it's also just nice from a fan standpoint because there's so many big names still out there. I mean, we go and look at the best available, Jermod McCoy, one of the top cornerback prospects, yet to be selected. You have Emmanuel McNeil-Warren from Toledo, my small school guy. Obviously, Omar Cooper Jr. off the list. You have Avion Terrell from Clemson.
Yeah.
My guy, Denzel Boston, still on the board as the Titans pick is coming in.
Titans pick is in. And with the 31st pick in the first round, Tennessee. Well, after Goodell wants a...
Oh, he's getting the
is
crowd.
Is he getting the crowd involved?
Looks like he kind of had a little
What's
bit
going
of
on here?
like a long jump kind of clap.
He's holding court. It was like the Viking skull chant. What are we doing? Keldrick Folk, there's a guy you were talking about.
Yeah.
No, good pick by the Titans.
Yes.
Titans
being aggressive, which is what you have to do when you're a team like the Titans. Or the
when
Jets.
You're bad, you have to be aggressive. You can't afford to stay stagnant.
No, not at all.
Move up and get your guy.
Yeah, and I know you'll go ahead and get his combine results, but looking at Keldrick Folk and the season that he's had, 4 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery, and then 6 assisted tackles, 36 total tackles on the year. 29 total tackles on the year. 5 tackles for loss. So a guy that is physical. You look at his size. He's a big dude on the defensive end. He's going to be a guy that, for the Titans, you can rely on to go out and get some pressure on an offensive line and kind of wreak havoc in a backfield. So for Keldrick Folk going at 31, I love the pick. I love the aggressiveness from Tennessee.
Yep.
This is a big-time move for the Titans.
Folk with a 4.67 40-yard dash. Pretty decent, 85th percentile. Wingspan in the 94th percentile. Bench press in the 9th percentile. Only managed 17.
Yeah.
So Falk to the Titans. That leaves just Seattle remaining.
Something to keep an eye on here, Kyle. We haven't seen a running back since Jeremiah Love. And with Kenneth Walker leaving, do the Seahawks go get their guy now?
That could be interesting.
Now, from a running back perspective, not a super deep draft.
It's not.
But Jadarian Price is on the board, Mike Washington, Nick Singleton.
Singleton, I thought, was going to have a better season.
I did too.
I really thought him
par for the course with Penn State. It was a disappointing year. Yeah, and some big-time names at the college level in this draft at the running back position. Jadarian Price, who obviously backed up Jeremiah Love. How funny would that be? Just the only two running backs, just Notre Dame's running back from last year. Mike Washington Jr., the playmaker from Arkansas. You got Nick Singleton in the mix. And Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M, another name to keep an eye on.
Could Seattle be thinking about trading out here? Does somebody want to get a pick in?
Yeah, I wouldn't
Seattle
be shocked
taking
by
their
that
time.
at all.
With the Seahawks, their pick is in.
Yeah, wasting no time here, wrapping up the first round. What a show. What a show. I didn't know. I had no expectations coming into today. And it's been a blast. For sure.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Big shout out to the Trophy Club Bar and Grill for hosting us. Good, successful first round. We'll have a lot to talk about next Tuesday, of course, when we get together and get in studio about kind of how the rest of the draft panned out. I still can't believe the Rams took a quarterback at 13.
That will be the talking point for a while.
There were so many players they could have gone after there.
They could have done anything. What were your, looking at this first round as we kind of start to cap things off, your favorite 3 picks?
Love the Mekhi Lemon pick by the Eagles. Mm-hmm. At number 20, I think that was a steal. Thieneman by the Bears at 25, I thought was great. And Peter Woods by the Chiefs at 29.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle out of Clemson.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Seattle's pick is in. Yeah, your 3 favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Caleb Downs to the Cowboys. I love that pick. My second one, Ruben Bain to Tampa Bay. I think Bain fell for probably some off-the-field reasons, but I think that's a really good pick.
Oh, are you talking about the car crash?
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
I am.
Okay.
And then, it's not a shocker, but I think Arvell Reese can be a staple for this Giants defense.
Yeah, that was the Giants got great linebacker and then followed it up with a fantastic offensive tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you build winning football teams.
Yeah.
So, well done by the Giants. Are we a little surprised the Raiders didn't dip back into the first round?
I was a little bit surprised.
Were we a little shocked?
I was. I thought that they would be a little bit more aggressive. With that being said, they have some more weapons than a lot of these other teams do, like the Jets or the Titans. But, I mean, we'll see. They have the 4th overall pick tomorrow in the second round. They have the 3rd pick in the 3rd round and the 2nd pick in the 4th round. They have 3 4th-round picks.
Yeah.
So they have some leverage in dates 2 and 3 where they can kind of start to stack up picks. And as for Seattle, I really have no idea what they're going to do here. I mean, defending champs, you lost some big names in the secondary.
Yeah.
Reek Woolen heading off to Philly. So you really never know. But with that being said, the last pick of tonight's draft.
So here comes Goodell to the podium. This is it. Last pick.
Some more details on that Patriots trade, Kyle. So we gave up the 28th pick. Obviously, we got the 28th pick. Gave up 31 and also picked 125. So we had some leverage in the 4th round. The Patriots had a lot of 4th-round picks. And obviously, there's a lot of time left to move up and down in days 2 and 3.
Goodell at the podium. Here we go. We still don't have a selection, by the way.
No, it's on the way. The pick is in.
Like I said, we still don't have a selection. So.
And they do go running back.
Wow.
Jadarian Price.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
You're a certified, you know ball.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Man, you know ball.
I had a couple good.
You had more than a couple. You were on fire. I think you correctly picked 7 or 8.
I think I had Mekhi Lemon. Position-wise,
you were on fire. You were not missing today, Carter.
Yeah, Mel Kiper, who? I mean,
you were going crazy.
I had a good day. You
had an incredible day.
I did my homework.
This was one of your best shows ever. I mean, you basically nailed almost every pick. Good stuff.
I did my homework.
Jadarian Price, good pick by Seattle. Had to happen.
Had to get a running back.
Had to get the running back after losing Kenneth Walker. Yeah. This is fantastic. You get a young running back on a rookie deal. I mean, that's an ingredient to running it back. That's what the Patriots did with Sony Michel when they beat the Rams in 2019. They had a young running back, rookie deal, and it just works. So that's going to do it. We have been here for a while.
Yeah, we've been here for about 3 hours.
We are out. This has been awesome. Big shout out to the Trophy Club Bar and Grill for hosting us. Thank you, everyone, for following along. Good crowd. The Sprite was excellent. The Sprite Rot. I had like 6 of them.
Yeah.
That stuff was awesome.
As you should.
Who had the best first round? Who had the worst?
Ooh, the best first round? It's got to be the Jets.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was 3 first round. It was 100.
I like all the picks.
The only one,
the Omar
Cooper Jr.
Yeah,
I'm still a little. Until you get a guy who can throw the football, I'm going to be out on any wide receivers.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad
However,
pick.
Going into next season, Carter, Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah.
I mean, holy man.
I mean, life is going to be as easy for Geno Smith as it's probably ever been since his Seattle days.
Geno Smith can't write back.
No.
If he starts writing back, it's going to be bad for the Jets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who had the worst draft?
I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. I didn't like the Jeremiah Love pick. I think he's a good player.
This is where I kind of shined a little bit with ball knowledge.
Yeah, that was good. That was nice.
This is a terrible organization, and I really hate to rag on organizations because I'm sure there's a handful of Cardinal fans tuning in and listening. Be mad at your owners. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at the GMs.
Yeah, I agree.
This was an awful draft for them so far in this first round.
Yeah.
You take a running back, a position of luxury that you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
So many holes on that defense. So many holes on the offense outside of McBride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
No, it's
not good. That's going to do it for us. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good first ever live show. Big shout out Trophy Club Bar and Grill. Thank you for hosting us. I'm Kyle Clement, C. Carter Stedman. We will be back in studio on Tuesday. Joe Brett's in studio with Pete Mel Castro tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're going to send it back to Demi DeSoto in studio. And a big shout out to Demi DeSoto, Jets fan. Saw his Jets make 3 first-round picks.
Big night for the
He's
guy.
feeling good.
Yes.
You got to be feeling good if you're a Jets fan.
Absolutely.
You go out and get Bailey. You go out and get Sadiq. Jets? Are they back?
No.
No, they're not.
They're not. They got a long way to go.
But they're on the right track.
They are.
They are on the right track. Okay, we're going to send it back to Demi. Thank you, Demi, for all your hard work back at studio, and thank you all for following along. You've been listening to the first ever live on remote, on location broadcast of Tee It Up Southern Oregon. Have a good night.